that was twice the size of her usual doll babies. The dog, we're
How
live.
many doll babies does she have?
We're live, yes.
Jillian. The dog place
Careful now.
in the
careful
town
now. Say an exact number.
where the comic book store is.
The dog place?
There's like a dog and cat, but really mostly dog.
Dog and Cat Emporium.
Is excellent.
Cat Emporium.
Really,
Cat
really
Emporium.
like nice stuff and like a little bit different. And I went in to get something for Nicky, and I was like, oh my gosh, they have a cat display. And they had some cute cat stuff. It was nice.
She got a lot of stuff.
Sounds like everybody had a nice Christmas.
All right, let's do this shovel. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, episode 956, the Espathra Podcast. MomBrain, you are here.
I sure am.
Tell us all about the Pokemon, please.
Sounded like something powered down.
It did, right? Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Espathra immobilizes opponents by bathing them in psychic power from its large eyes. So it cries on them. Despite its appearance, it has
Crying is psychic power.
It has a vicious temperament. Ruin that. 6 feet tall, almost 200 pounds. They're male and female, and the category which endears it to me greatly is ostrich. Abilities include frisk.
Wilson. Oh my God. Wilson Frisk.
No. When it enters
or as I first said, Wilson.
That's right. When it enters a battle, the Pokemon can check an opposing Pokemon's held item. An opportunist. If an opponent's stat is boosted, the Pokemon seizes the opportunity to boost the same stat for itself. This is the end of the last Pokemon section of 2024.
That's right.
We
Thanks,
made it.
MomBrain.
We got there, everybody.
So it was an ostrich type? That's a type? Isn't like
it's a category.
grass and fire and
has to be,
water and ostrich?
It's a category. What does category mean versus type? I don't know. But
Oh.
there you go. That's what it is. MomBrain.
Is it? Are there types of Pokemon
Yeah, that's what you should say.
that are
Grass fire.
single? Like there's only one of its type?
I am not anywhere near the Pokemon professor I would need to be to tell you that answer. So,
Because I mean,
don't
if
know.
we're having ostrich type, then I'd say potentially, right? Like, I don't know.
Maybe
like a
someone
single-
in the Discord would know. And I'm realizing
What was the name of that Pokemon?
the name of the Pokemon is Espathra. Espathra. Espathra.
And sorry, what
DD.
what's the male female ratio?
We
They all
don't know
female?
that.
Because
It's male and female.
judging by this picture, it could just be a napkin on its head, but it looks like a female or a nice bob haircut. Which doesn't
Well,
have to be female.
It's male and female.
But between the leg warmers, I don't know. It's
I
just
like it.
she's a beaut,
Yeah.
or they're buttes. There's a
You know,
beauts.
it's like
That's a beaut.
it's Pikachu.
Them's a
Like,
beaut.
Pikachu. If you tell the difference between male and female Pikachu by like the design of its tail or something like that. So whatever tells the difference on Espathra, I don't know.
Radical
I am not-
defect. My question was: are there types of Pokemon where there's only just like one in that type category?
So again,
good question.
types and categories.
So like this
might
is
be
ostrich type. Is there just like is Espathra
different. No, this is
the only
ostrich category.
one? Oh, category. All right. So I
So
got
I don't
So-
know if type and category are different. I would imagine they
so
are.
radical defect. I've got no idea what my question was.
Well, maybe your New Year's resolution should be to learn more about Pokemon. We could all
Pokemon-
learn more about
Pokemon lore runs deep.
Very deep, balls deep. Hello, MomBrain. How are you?
Mr. Mime Deep.
Hi. I'm excellent.
Wow, excellent. Well, that's what happens when you don't have to go to work.
And you're done with grad school.
When you're not being Sisyphus for a little bit and
All
you can
this
just do whatever
time.
you want. I know.
Yeah,
There's
It's got more
time
ahead of her.
now.
It's real weird.
Nikki Hill is here. Hello, Nikki Hill. How are you?
Hello. Happy New Year. If you're listening after Wednesday,
But I said, how are you?
I just wanted to say Happy New Year to everybody. What's this guy's
Okay.
problem? How
Happy New
am?
Year.
Oh,
How
sorry.
are you?
How am I?
Jesus
I'm all right.
Christ.
That's a good question.
Deux is here. How are you doing?
a hard question.
Cuckoo. I'm doing just fine.
It is a hard question, and that's a great segue for something, but it's too early to segue, so I'll circle back in a minute. Hello to the one and the only Josh Grobot, my friend. How are you this lovely weekend?
Hanging and banging.
Hanging and banging,
So
baby.
great. Thanks for asking.
Got plans for New
Moving
Year's?
on. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. What are you doing?
Did you know you can win money
Ah,
just for
playing
playing Tetris?
playing Tetris for money.
So Radical
Smash that
Defect
subscribe button.
says, excuse me, Josh. No, not really. Type is like fire, water, grass, flying. Category. Oh, Radical Defect guesses. So we don't know. Self-proclaimed smart one over
Boy,
here.
oh boy. This
Category,
guy.
I guess, would be like the genus of the animal, though we don't have,
Like
you
when you
know,
wear jeans.
Squirtus turtlus.
What did
boy.
you just say?
That's what I'm just reading. Turtlus.
Squirtus
Turtlus.
Turtlus. Yes, like squirrel. Hello, George. How are you doing?
But George, no.
How was your holiday week, George? I don't know what you celebrate, but hopefully it was a good week
Crates of
nonetheless.
limes. Crates of limes. Uncrating, unwrapping, uncrating limes. It's delicious. And yeah, I've been chugging a lot since Christmas Day.
Busy guy.
Yeah,
Always got something up in the air, right, George?
always something in the air. Stuff in my pocket, stuff up my sleeves. You know how
Yep.
it is.
Let me say hello to Chad. Oh,
You didn't
hello,
ask what I'm doing
mommy.
for New
My mom
Year's.
must be. What'd you do? What are you doing for New Year's, George?
Just planning to have a grand old lime time.
Mm-hmm. Old Zang Lime.
I string up some limes and I drop them at midnight.
Oh, and I'm not gonna get
I'm gonna head
more-
out. I'm gonna head out to Lime Square.
Oh, all right.
Old
all
Lang's
right.
Lime, as you said. Yes, Old Lang's Lime.
I was gonna say my mom is in here, and I know she's extra bored because she's at my sister's house dog sitting. So, and I believe she brought her Switch, but she did not bring the charger for her Switch, and she told my sister's husband to set up the dock so she could play the Switch at their house, and he said, "I'll do that." But they also took the Switch with them and took the plug with the dock, so she has a dock with no charger. My mom did not bring her charger because she figured it would be with the dock there, but they took the charger with them, so
Oh.
she can't do nothing. She's it's like
What kind
Colonial
of phone?
Williamsburg.
What kind of
over
phone does
there.
she have?
Huh?
What kind of phone does she have?
iPhone.
Which one?
Wow.
USB-C charger? Can you use
I
the same
doubt it.
charger? Can't probably, right? Different
No,
amperage.
yeah. I mean, this is yeah, I can do regular USB-C, but I don't know what iPhone started regular USB-C, but you'd still need a
I think
brick.
it's the newest.
16.
One. Like
One
I
is,
have a
yeah.
pretty new one, and it doesn't have.
So mine is the
Well,
first. Then.
There's clearly only one thing to do: kidnap the dog, burn the house down.
Or they could drive like the 15 minutes to their house to get the plug, which I heard my dad might be doing. So I don't know.
What a nice guy.
I mean, their dog can be alone for 15, right?
Yeah,
Sorry, 30
no, it's
maybe.
just that, they're old and it's cold outside, and it's wet and raining. You don't want to go out.
Taking an old page out of their son's book.
Ice Dilbert says iPhone 15 was the first to use USB-C. There you go.
15.
All right, let me say hello to
Can
other
Raw
people.
Dad be trusted
Oh!
to find the right cable?
Ooh.
My mom says yes. Dad got the plug. There you go. Not
Huh.
the drug plug.
Oh.
Not that kind of plug. The maybe that kind of plug, but I think she means
The
the
B?
switch plug.
B plug?
Not B plug. A plug is a nickname for your drug dealer.
Oh.
So when she said she got the plug, it could be butt plug, it could be drug dealer, or it could be the switch plug. I'm gonna guess switch plug. She wanted to play
The old-
Fortnite last night and she couldn't because she didn't have the plug to play.
Ooh, they're
Charging the
now.
Switch right now.
Well, now would be a great time for me to showcase one of the highlights of my Christmas.
Well, hold on. Oh, you got to get it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me say hello to people in the chat. Hello, Ice Dilbert and Blood Ocean and Drake and Radical Defect and Joe Shabadoo and Nico Darunia and Intimdo and Ice Dilbert and Retsuza and Backseat Studios and Barry Bob and Axel and SD and Matt the Game Freak and Vachi and whoever else joins in here, thanks for jumping in on this vacation podcast because many of you are on vacation, maxing and relaxing, playing lots of games, hanging out, taking naps, eating lots of food,
Eating
do whatever you want.
B-Fest,
Yes,
burping B-Fest.
B-Fest. By the way, the picture from Crazy Colonel last week.
Oh my
Your
god,
B-Fest?
so
Great
awesome.
picture. Great.
Wait,
That
what
was
was
one of
it?
the best.
It's the Earthbound style one with all of us.
The
But Deux is named B-Fest.
yes,
the Don
yes.
Vito tingle is
Yes.
so good because it's
exactly how you imagined it.
It's exactly how I imagined it.
I want to bring up his text to me because he'll every once in a while, well, no, every week he'll send me like work in progress versions, but I got more than usual this time. And he said, "Is this too mean?" Which with his like original sketch of Don Vito as
It's
Tingle.
amazing
And
how
I
much
said-
it looks like
wait,
him.
what's
Like
the original?
it's so great.
Oh yeah.
And I said to him, "I think you mean too good." And there's no
Yeah, I
such
find
thing.
it. It's a sign of respect.
It's great. And he got a good, like, people were talking about this one in particular. I said to him, this is one of my favorites. This one's just something about the style and everything. And he's, an artist. So he's like, I didn't like these things about it. That's how artists are. I get it. But it's a great one. It's an absolutely great one. MomBrain.
Yes.
Hold on. Go ahead. MomBrain got a stocking made by my mother with her real name on it
Oh my god!
Sequence.
Wow.
and sequins at the top and it's their prized
Wow.
possession.
Does it-
And
That's a long
Yeah.
time coming.
Does it fit?
Does it
Looks a little big.
It's too big. Too big. And she only made one of them.
Kidding.
That's lovely.
So MomBrain's been dining out on that.
Mommy, it looks beautiful.
What?
That is perfect.
Anybody else want to talk about the gifts they got for this holiday season? Anything?
Well, I
in
just wanted to
particular?
comment. Joe Shabadoo said they're not ready to write 2025 on things, and I just want to say at least that's all you write because everything that I write, I write the year of our Lord 2025. Takes forever.
It gives you time to think about what the actual
Yeah.
number of the year is. The year of our Lord.
Oh, that's a
2025,
good. That's a
right.
good point.
Uh,
Yeah, I've
I-
had to been in that swing of things for like a few weeks now because there's games that are coming out 2025. So I'm making a transition smoother than usual. Sorry, dude. Go ahead.
That's okay. I was just going to say, I think I should bring up that I received this same exact Game Boy mug, and when I so basically when you put hot liquid in it, it looks like you saved the princess, which I unfortunately never did. I need hot liquid to do that.
Have you never beaten Super Mario Land?
No.
Oh my!
No.
I beat
there's
it.
a pa-
I beat
there's
it
a
this past
Patreon
year
video
for
right
for
there.
the first time because of the
Switch Online.
Switch Online and yeah.
Traditional save.
I gotta get.
yeah.
I
I
gotta
was gonna
get
say
there.
we could do it Switch Online. You got
be
traditional
fun.
save. It'd be fine. That'd be a lot of fun.
We should do that.
I would love to.
And then I'll be able to proudly drink out of this mug.
One
But
of my New Year's resolutions is to put out at least one video a month. That's one of my goals. One video a month. So if you're down for that, that
Cool.
would be a ton of fun.
I would love to.
But sorry, I keep interrupting.
No problemo. I was just gonna say. So I received it.
Only cold liquids for you for right now.
Only cold for right now. Yeah. I'm waiting for this to cool down actually before I'm allowed to drink it.
Well, that was
Any-
that's the screen. That's not the game.
Oh,
Boy
only
mug.
in that mug.
In that
Okay,
mug,
I
yeah.
got
Then
you.
it's a
Okay.
spoiler.
Whew, man,
If you do it in the Game Boy mug, it's a spoiler.
I've been living life rough since Christmas. Anyways, what I was gonna say is I unwrapped it. I loved it. And I thought, let me send a photo of this to RMC because he loves video game things. So I sent it to him. And he was like, oh, cool, whatever. And then like an hour later, he sent me the same photo back. And he's like, look
I
what I just
opened it
got."
up and I said to my sister, dude just showed me a picture that he got this like an hour ago.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like in classic raw meat fashion, you sent him a picture of a mug that you just got, and his response is gonna be like, "Yeah, I just got one. I like saw it too." Like,
I
like when
already-
you sent him a TikTok and he's like, "Yeah, I already saw that one." And like,
Well, see,
but you were first.
See, I've taken a new approach and I was like, I bet nothing matters. In the last month and a half, I've made a point to not tell anyone. I've already seen what they've shown me. And I was like, it's going to take a long time to shake this, me saying that I've already seen it. So it's still there. But I'm trying.
I haven't
I'm
seen
trying.
you say it. I just know that you've not commented or acknowledged some things, and I figured it's because they're old news. But I really don't care.
Well,
Whoa,
not to make it
whoa!
X-rated, but I did get another video game related gift.
Deux is taking off his
Ooh.
hoodie to reveal.
A Tecmo Bowl
Wow.
Giants helmet.
Wow.
Pixelated Giants helmet.
Did you show that to Penyak? You got to take a picture for Penyak.
I'll
he
have
would
to.
poop himself.
Yeah, I've got an old buddy who doesn't live around here anymore, but we grew up as young men and young boys together, and we played a lot of NES games, and I'm sure Tecmo Bowl was one of those games. We were big Lawrence Taylor fans, and
LT, as his fans call him.
LT, and that was when we were innocent and we thought it was just about football, but but yeah, so I don't know, I love it, and it's very comfortable, and
That is great.
and my brother said something strange. He was like, "Ooh, it's a gray one. That's gonna last. The gray ones always last." I was like, "I don't think it's the color that makes the T-shirt last."
Maybe
knows?
maybe
We'll
he
see.
thinks like white t-shirts
They're
get pitch
timeless.
stains easier or
I
something.
don't know if it was that. I don't
Or
know.
just gray is
Or
timeless.
maybe
It goes with
he-
anything.
Maybe he just didn't know what he was saying. That is a great shirt. I'm not a sports guy. I played Tecmo Bowl in my day, but that's a fun shirt. I really like that.
And
Oh,
I guess
yeah.
is the Game Boy mug gray too?
It looks it.
So,
Maybe it's
so
white.
that one's gonna last too.
Yeah, that's right. It's gonna last.
Well, this was also a gift.
That
from your
is a-
sister.
that
That's
is
right. My
precious.
sister got me that.
Now-
A very video-centric beginning of the podcast, people. I'm sorry
I
if you're
think
not
it's meant
watching.
to be like a tea light holder.
It's a Boston Terrier's head with an open mouth.
Oh.
And as some of you, if
They
you've
make
been a
it
long
really
time
hot,
GoNintendo
right?
supporter, you remember Buddy the podcast dog. So that's why she got it. And I'm wearing a Animal Crossing Tom Nook sweater that she also got me. So
Well, the tea light holder, I tried to light a tea light inside of it, but there's not enough air flow
Right.
because there's just like the two nose holes in the mouth, so nothing stays
air flow.
nowhere to go.
Very good. Very
Um,
good.
So nothing will stay lit. So I thought, well, it's safer anyway.
Stay
Or
lit.
maybe I don't know. Could it? Can I? May I touch? Is it?
You may
Is
always
it
touch.
attached to something? I don't know.
Nicky Hill's picking
It
up
just looks
the
small.
Boston Terrier.
I feel like because this thing would get so hot with just one candle in there, right?
Yeah,
Maybe it's like an
Like, or
incense.
I would-
burner.
I
You
would-
just stick the incense out
I
of its
would
mouth.
Use it to put a spoon in there or
Right.
something, or
That's
incense.
not a bad idea.
Just
a
because this
spoon
is like-
holder, but it's open up top, right? No,
No,
it's not.
there's nothing.
Maybe
Or
it's
like
a
an
spoon
ashtray.
holder.
Maybe somebody would use it
Ashtray,
as an
that's
ashtray.
good too.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
just
know
looking
why
at,
you
like-
want
the
to
cool thing
ash in a
about it
dog's
being an
mouth.
ashtray is that like when the tea light went out, the smoke was coming out of its nose.
Hi,
which is
Marsboro. I like your spoon holder idea. That's because that's what I could use it for. I have my coffee crap over on the shelf in the kitchen. I just have like a paper towel down where I put my spoon that I always use. I could use that. That's
Right, because like where the tongue is just like a little indent.
And of course, a dog will
Let me
want a
see thing.
spoon in its mouth.
Well, yeah,
Well,
and Buddy
you
would
put
grab
a
whatever he
cigarette
could.
in there, some
Funny, we were just
change.
talking about
and
that
Buddy,
with
but
cousins yesterday.
Buddy did steal a cigarette and
Yeah.
was running around with a cigarette.
That is funny. We literally talked about that story yesterday.
That's so great.
That picture's out there somewhere.
Yeah, he knew quid pro quo. If anything
Uh-huh.
fell,
Anything for a
you-
delicious
you'd have to pay the tax.
Stelladora Anisette cookie.
Yeah.
Love them.
Also, it didn't occur to us
Refined palate.
how strange it is. We were telling his cousins like, Buddy never had dog treats. Like, I mean, we had them, but they didn't.
Well, there was the one
Buddy was
time.
a super taster.
There was the one time he had dog treats and then Kirby ate them.
And Kirby ate them.
I was gonna say
Kirby,
he had
we miss you, we
char
speak your
bones,
name.
and I tried a char bone with Kirby, but outside of that, yes, he did not have dog treats. He
But
had-
Kirby also.
human treats.
No, they were like decorative dog cookies.
They were fancy dog cookies. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Kirby ate. I was like, oh, these are for dogs. We were like, yep.
Dogs eat good.
But
Lucky-
Buddy
lucky
got
dogs.
Anisette cookies.
Still not the worst thing he's ever eaten.
No.
Marshmallow says, I got
Damn.
Leisure Suit Larry for Switch as one of my gifts, and it's actually pretty good. I'm glad to hear that. I haven't played that one, Marsboro. I played all the classics up to 7, but I need to get caught up on modern day Leisure Suit Larry.
Sorry, MomBrain. Were they the Stelladora, like the biscotti?
The
They're
Anisette.
Is
shaped,
it?
yeah, but they're like spongy or softer.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't really hard.
Oh,
but that's
yeah.
all he got.
And I'm not a big fan of licorice, but those cookies were pretty good, especially with like a cup of tea or something. They were good.
Yeah, that's nice.
Light Radical Defect, just like Stu Pickles, except you're playing a game and he was making chocolate pudding. All right. Well, we did all that. We did that. I said you had a perfect segue. I don't remember what you said that was a perfect segue, but I can go into the segue now. I spoke to Name of Austin earlier today. He had me call him on FaceTime because he's doing a video. And I was lucky enough and honored to be a part of it. I don't know when the video is going to come out, but he wanted to talk to me about immersion in video games and what makes a game immersive. And he said I could bring it up with you guys and he'd monitor the conversation and maybe there would be something he would put into the video. And he wanted me to ask you guys. Now, neither of you played Adventure on the Atari 2600, 7800.
I'm afraid I haven't.
But Tetris, would either of you consider Tetris immersive? I know you're not like a
that
big Tetris
VR
guy.
Tetris that
Yeah.
you played
Okay.
while I watched was quite immersive.
Okay,
With the music and everything, yes.
Because
That
he
one.
wanted to know what makes you feel Tetris is immersive. So if you want to, whatever the word is,
Well, I
elucidate
just-
the word?
Sure.
I mean, I feel like I have a very basic understanding of what immersive might be.
Well,
where,
again, that's what his whole video
it's like
is about.
multi-sensory. So Tetris Effect Connected has, if you're playing VR, especially because you're completely surrounded by it, like there's whales and like other thematic
Big
things
orca?
kind of coming through.
Oh, big orca.
But there's rumble, like the controllers are rumbling,
Mhm.
the music, everything is happening with the music at the same time, and like you're feeling it as you go.
I don't know
So-
the exact goal of his video, but I believe it's to be like what makes a game immersive and like can
Mhm.
you define what immersion is and like can a developer like set out to be like this, I'm going to make something immersive. But yeah, you're bringing up all points that I mentioned that both were immersive for me and weren't immersive for me. Like I was talking about he asked me if Star Fox was immersive, and I was like, I don't find it immersive. I love it, but I felt like the graphics were such a focus that they like prevented me from being immersed because I was so like wowed by what I was seeing that it made me recognize like this is a game and I wasn't thinking like in the back of my mind. And Star Fox 64, I said because of the rumble, I felt the same way. Like the rumble was ever present, and that's what I was thinking about because it was brand new. But there are games that have rumble that add to the immersion, so it's a really interesting topic.
Maybe with something like Tetris, you're thinking about future moves. You're thinking about trying to set things up
Mhm.
for the future, so you kind of get your mindset into that where you're almost one with the puzzle.
So that's what I was just, yeah, that's altering my idea of immersion too. Then
Blood Ocean
just
says
thinking that.
playing NES Tetris on Switch daily, Tetris can put you in a trance. Yeah, Tetris
In a
can definitely
trance,
put you in a trance.
you get a flow,
Yep.
something like that. So
Flow
maybe
state.
maybe for you, like something like Vampire Survivors, where like you get that feel and then you get into a flow and then you're just like.
Yeah, because like you wouldn't look at
Although
that.
I don't know if that's really a flow style
You
game
wouldn't
as
look
much
at
as
that
like
as like
a
immersive in a traditional sense, but you do get immersed in the game. I
Like,
agree. So
you get to a point where it's just like tunnel vision. And even though my television is 4,000 feet away from me across the house, like that's all I see, you know?
Oh, I can't remember. Somebody made that joke on Patreon. I was like, dude would be so happy. Somebody brought it up. I don't remember. God damn it. I don't remember what it was about, but they left a comment saying
It's a long
that
tunnel,
joke.
but I
was
get
like,
tunnel
that is-
vision
That
at
is really
times.
funny. They were like, and considering how far away Nicky Hill is from his TV, I was like, I'm so happy this made it all the way over to Patreon.
If I may comment,
What's going on?
Please
there?
do.
Screw pin jam puzzle?
careful there.
Did you get farther?
I'm on 23.
My mom officially beat level 16. I should
On
say that.
Christmas.
She's on
Oh.
Christmas Day. It was a
It's a
miracle.
Christmas miracle.
So, I mean,
Anyway, go ahead.
well, hold on. Let's just
Sweet
take a moment.
16.
There you go.
So I would also argue that there are certain it's not just games. There's like movies and I guess TV shows too that I would consider immersive because you take the world from whatever that media is and like it becomes part of like your world. So like when you think about like
Like The
1000
Little
Times
Mermaid.
Resist, right? Like that's a game that like I didn't just leave in the game.
Mhm.
I like think about that. I like relate stuff to that. You know, people's favorite TV shows, I could argue, like are immersive where like
Well, that's what Austin said. Like, you know, people find books immersive.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's nothing about visually, like the
Yeah.
visual aspect of games isn't like that doesn't quantify or qualify what makes for immersion, but it could be immersive. That could be an immersive part of it.
So-
but just text in a book can be immersive for
like
people.
yesterday when we were talking to your cousin about watching The Substance, and he was like talking about how he liked it, kind of like made him uneasy, and then he was like, it gave me bad dreams, and I'm like, and that's how you know it had an impact on you, that like you were sleeping and your brain was trying to like categorize like what you saw.
Mm-hmm.
And I like, to me, that's when,
Hi, Tony.
you know, when people ask, that's what makes something extra special to me, when like you dream about it, or it like changes the way you see something, or
Yeah.
like, and not a lot of stuff does that. And I'm not saying that in like a cerebral, like I'm so smart, nothing changes,
Assassin.
like, right. But like, I think that's what makes something extra special, when it like, when you dream about it, or when you think about it outside of just
Well,
when you're
oh, yeah.
contacting it.
Like my cousin said, she's playing Balatro, and when she went to sleep,
Yeah.
she had a dream just about playing Balatro. She was like making hands in Balatro in her dream. It wasn't like any kind of crazy existential dream. It was just playing Balatro.
I've had that with Tetris, like
Yeah.
ever since I was a kid.
I have had
But that's-
dreams about Tetris.
But
yeah.
when the ad for Tetris Effect Connected
Sexy long
was
dreams.
about that,
Yeah.
that like people who play it for long periods of time, they have like a latent image or whatever of Tetris blocks falling when they close their eyes. Like it becomes, it's like, you know, yeah. I don't know.
No, I mean, there's been all kinds of stuff.
What about like,
Tetris to show
I mean, my
its effects on the
experience.
psyche.
I feel like I don't belong
how
here
about-
sometimes.
Your sister just played 1,000 times Resist and says that she wants to. It makes her want to be a better person.
That's she.
I
yeah,
mean, that's effective, I would say.
She was a very. I don't know that I. She had, you know, I love Neon Genesis Evangelion. It really impacted me, and I got a similar kind of impact from 1,000 Times Resist. She felt the opposite with Neon Genesis, as I believe you did, roughly. But 1,000 Times Resist, she feels like I do and you do. So there's something to that experience. So yeah, I would love to talk to her about it, but she's not around right now.
Then you have other types of immersion, I guess, like Inscription, where it kind of like
That's definitely an immersive game.
it reaches out beyond the parameters or like limitations of a video game and like digital content, and it becomes, you know, larger world stuff, kind of like, if you want to take it there. And then there was another one that just came into my brain, that just came out of my brain. It was like a different kind of thing. Dang it. God. So there we have it. Goodbye, everybody.
If you remember, you just jump back in and tell us. So yeah, Austin.
Oh no! Oh my God! It was right there and it left again.
You had it and you lost it all
It's-
in that second.
I know that feeling.
It's a thought, but it wasn't the full
Mm.
word. But I also didn't want to just not speak up. Continue.
So Austin is doing some sort of video about immersion, and like I said, he was nice enough. You got it. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, I can't remember
Say
the
it.
name. I can't remember the damn name.
Yeah, how many times
The
you gonna
game that
pick me
you
out?
love, not Deltarune, but the first one,
Undertale.
Where the fact that like you play it and then you play it and you play it, and the
Mhm.
more times you play it, it keeps changing.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, the experience changes. Or for me, this past year, the Stanley Parable, where it's like you
Yep,
play
yep,
and
yep.
you play, and then you just get to a point where you're like, this game is actually playing me, and I don't like. There's nothing you can't do in that game that doesn't have an outcome. It's kind of wild.
Very hard to do. Yeah. That guy thought of everything. Hello, Roth. Good to see you.
Damn you, Stanley.
Roth says, I used to dream about zombie apocalypse back around 2008 with all the zombie media that was out at the time. I would imagine Lube is another one.
Some
who
of us
really
are still
dreamt of
dreaming about
zombies.
that,
Yeah.
but not like in a good way. No.
So anyway, yes, Austin's doing a video. I don't know when it's coming out. He was nice enough to FaceTime interview me with some questions. So I'm very excited about that. Looking forward to that. Go check out Austin on YouTube. He doesn't need a plug from me,
Good luck to him.
but not a drug plug.
I feel like that
He's doing great.
concept like that's going to
good.
lead him down a lot of rabbit holes.
He's got great game or great video ideas. And as I don't remember where he said it, but he said like, I don't chase what's popular. I do videos on what I want to do, and I hope that it finds the audience. And he worked
Did he say
for
that here? I feel like he said that
a
here.
very long time. I don't remember. He worked for a very long time, and his videos got views, and he had certain ones that popped off over the years. But he worked for a very long time, to get where he is now. But he's always been true to himself, and he's having a ton of success. His video about Titanfall 2 was really interesting to me. I watched that. It's not his most recent one, but that's the most recent one I watched because that's what I've had time to watch. But yeah, go follow him on YouTube. Go support his Patreon.
Name of Austin, we speak your name of.
So that video will be out whenever, and who knows, maybe part of our discussion will be on that too. All right. As I said on GoNintendo proper, we are doing our game awards. So GoNintendo is going to have an article Monday or Tuesday, I don't know, where certain staff members have put together a paragraph about their favorite Switch game of 2024. I will have one in there as well. I just have to put it together. So Monday or Tuesday, that's going to happen. But today, we have the podcast awards. So I know Deux has put together a top 5. I've put together a top 5. This is Switch related. Nicky Hill, I expected would not, and I wanted to make sure there was no pressure. So he didn't. We're not doing it yet. Josh. So we're gonna get to that.
Keep going.
You can play Tetris for free on Tetris.com.
No, different, but continue.
And also we have the GoNintendo Patreon Awards. If you're a Patreon member, you had the chance to vote on 3 different categories. We're gonna get to that as well. But since those are juicy, I want to get to Patreon topics first, and then we'll go into our awards. So the awards are coming very shortly. But Patreon, MomBrain, did you know that you could join the GoNintendo Patreon
For $1.
for $1? What the hell is that for? And here's what we talked on Patreon this week plus, because we did a show on Friday last week. So we have one more post to talk about than usual. I talked about the Superman trailer. Oh, no. Talked about the Superman trailer, because it's the beginning of the DC cinematic universe, as fronted by, or as led by, what's his name?
James Gunn.
James Gunn. This I know Creature Commandos.
Tommy Gunn? No.
I believe you.
Were you able to keep any cream in your jeans after that one?
I mean, I'm not a huge Superman fan. I like Superman, but I'm excited to see what he can do with DC properties with a proper.
Is there
outline
any
and
cream left in your jeans?
There is cream. Yes,
Okay.
there is cream.
All right.
There would be other DC characters that might be able to get all the cream, but Superman's not one of them. But I'm excited to see what happens, because obviously Marvel, the MCU got me into comic books in general, and I'm a big fan of the MCU, and I'd love to see like what could happen with DC if they have someone who's like properly threading these things together. And he's certainly shown that he knows how to handle
Makes me think we should go get
comic book properties. So I'm excited.
your Christmas gift.
And I like don't go get it. I like that trailer. It was, it was a good trailer. I was down with it, and it looks very much like a comic book movie in a sense that he's going to make a comic book movie where he's not ashamed of comic book characters and them doing comic book related things, and they look like comic book characters. So we haven't really seen too much of that in DC, because a lot of the DC output movie wise is like grim and dark and gritty and realistic, and there's a place for that. But there's also what Marvel has done, which is, our comic book characters look like our comic book characters, and they're not ashamed to be comic book characters. So I'm down. And that trailer went over very well, and people are excited for that. So, and they kept the original Superman theme, which is a great theme song. So I'm down with that.
Yeah.
There are some themes that just stick. Like Danny Elfman's Batman theme is like the standard for Batman, right? They took it on for the animated series. Like it's been used in so many other places. And I've been seeing Danny Elfman all over the place.
He's a weird guy.
like I watch a movie and then his name comes up in the credits. Family Man, that movie with Nick Cage, like from years ago.
Mm,
I'm
mhm.
familiar with
His
the movie, yeah.
name. He did the music for that. I think. Like what?
Didn't see that coming.
No.
I also talked about Balatro because we played it with family on my mom's birthday. And that was when I introduced it to my sister. My mom already knew about it, but she decided to pick it up on her Xbox. So we Josh, it was what, over a week, almost a week
On the
ago.
solstice.
Yes, my mom is 138 years old, I believe. Happy birthday, Mom. We got together.
Had a
She
few
got Olive Garden because
laughs.
she loves Olive Garden. We played some games and just hung out. She said it was the.
Hold on. I didn't know
what'd she
your
say?
mom was Italian.
Yeah, big Italian fan. She loves Olive
She
Garden.
is when she's at Olive Garden.
That's right.
Family.
That's right. We played games, we ate Olive Garden, we hung out, and she said it was what'd she say? The best day ever, or something like that.
It was a great day. Like it was just nice for everybody to be
I
together.
think
But
it's
we-
the shortest day.
We played.
That's
That's
what you
right.
meant to say.
We played Balatro
longest
and had
night.
a lot of fun, but we played it together like, one person was in control of it, but we were all playing on the couch, chatting out what to do and talking about it. It was a great time. It was, Balatro is very addictive, but it's a great spectator game as well. So I talked about that. The GoNintendo Patreon Awards, which I don't need to say because we're going to talk about. I talk about wired controllers because I always play wired because I hate charging and I hate batteries. So Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, doesn't matter what it is. I am playing with my controller plugged in. My Xbox controller doesn't even have anything in it. There's no batteries. There's no battery pack. So if I unplug it, it's dead instantly.
He runs light.
That's how I play because I don't want to have to worry about charging and I don't have to worry about grabbing extra batteries. And you play a lot of games where you just can't pause. Like middle of Fortnite, it's not like you'd be like, oh, my controller died, and you pause the game. You got to scramble to get something to
Can't do
plug
it.
it back in. So I'm not knocking wireless controllers. I think they're a great invention. I think it's the way they should be, definitely. But
Is there
for
any
me,
discernible lag? Like if you were
to
like
me,
yeah, I mean, you're a pretty. I mean, you're a hardcore gamer.
I'm a hardcore gamer.
But I wouldn't.
Listen, if you're a fighting game player, you are going to play a wired controller. Like if you're in a
Yeah.
tournament setting specifically, you're going to play wired. So they would argue there is discernible.
Well, I suppose if
I would
there's.
say for me, there's not.
Yeah, if there's
First time
y-
for me.
like, seconds count, then
Well, yeah, you're not talking about seconds.
Nanoseconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're talking about milliseconds.
like when
or
you're
something
getting
like
that, intense.
Roth, I see that Nick Cage Superman gift. That's fantastic. Yeah, not anything discernible, but if you are playing in a tournament setting, whatever the tournament is, I would imagine you would always want to go wired because there will be a difference, certainly. And if you're in a tournament, you don't want to lose to input lag or anything like that. So yeah, you go wired.
Is that a real image?
I don't know that I mean the
Where-
flag scene happened
Where
in the
the
movie.
kid is like holding up the flag for Superman and Superman's holding it back? Like, come on, Superman.
Like he's anti-American.
He's like pulling this flag back, like, right? It looks like he's kind of pulling it back. He's like,
Boing.
yeah.
Here,
okay, let me help you with this.
I don't know if that poster is real, but it does kind of look like that. Or like the little kid's trying to push it forward, and Superman's like,
Yeah. The kid is stronger than Superman, apparently, because Superman can't get it. Can't get the flag up.
Oh, Blood Ocean says he's helping the kid. Oh, okay. He's helping him.
I would imagine Superman would be helping the kid. Yeah.
We never thought of that.
So I talked about that. I also talked about, this is great, the Balatro soundtrack. Do you guys, you're playing it, do you know the story behind the soundtrack for Balatro?
No, I don't.
I think it's performed by Tony Danza.
Okay, I don't know the joke. I'll bite.
I just went with an old person who didn't he write the Who's the Boss theme or something?
That was Alan.
Alan Thicke.
Yeah.
Was that Alan Thicke?
I believe so.
No
I don't know if
wonder
it was
Robin
exact-
Thicke was so
I don't know,
musical.
a couple of them. Anyways,
I just whatever.
That's one of the
Tell us
only
the
ways.
story,
Tony Danza wrote the
please.
theme to Balatro. So Balatro, Local Thunk is the developer of Balatro, and this was his, I believe, first publicly released game. It was also the first game he was going to spend money on to like create. He was very nervous because he didn't think anybody was going to play the game. He didn't expect it to be a big hit. Obviously, it's probably sold. Well, last official check-in, it sold over 3.5 million. I'd imagine it's at 4 now because they just had a new concurrent player goal or concurrent player total, a new high. But he's worried about spending money in the game. Apparently, I don't know all the specifics, but I would imagine he's not a composer or he doesn't believe in his composing abilities because he needed somebody to make the music for Balatro. So he went to the website Fiverr to find somebody. And if you don't know Fiverr is a website where you pay $5 or sometimes a little more to get someone to do a job for you, whatever the job is. And there's people of all kinds on there that say, I'll make this t-shirt. I'll make this music for you. I'll write this, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. You go on Fiverr and you search for it. You pay somebody $5 and they'll do it. So he found somebody on Fiverr. I don't know how he found them, but he was doing research for somebody making music. And the guy on Fiverr, it's Louis something. I don't remember.
CK?
Louis CK. That's it. In the middle of doing some other things, he composed music.
Tony Louis CK dance.
He paid the guy $5 or a little more, I don't know, to get the soundtrack for Balatro. And the soundtrack is incredible. And then the game released, and then the game took off, and now the game is a worldwide phenomenon. And he Local Thunk was like, this is not right. So he got in touch with the guy who did the soundtrack and was like, I am giving you 100% of the revenue from the soundtrack sale on Steam, including retroactively. So he gave him all the money that the soundtrack made up to that point, and then going forward, he gets all the money from the sale of the soundtrack as well on Steam, which is great. And obviously, he's going to get money. He's got a percentage of the game as well, just revenue
he does.
in general. So, and that's great because obviously that's the right thing to do. But plenty of times you don't see that happen. But he's like, I went on Fiverr and found this guy, and he made an incredible soundtrack. And then he also revealed that Local Thunk got an invite for the composer to go to the Game Awards. And so the composer got to be at the Game Awards to hear his music played as part of the orchestra medley, which is awesome. And that guy the composer talked about it on YouTube, saying like it was an awesome experience. And, just the whole thing has been crazy for him. So that's awesome. I've been, you can find the whole Balatro soundtrack on YouTube uploaded by the composer. So if you want to go stream that while you're doing whatever, it's, 20 minutes because there's basically one theme in the game, but there's like 4 different versions of it depending on what you're doing in the game. You can hear the whole thing there, and obviously he'll get a little cut of the money he'll get all the money actually from the YouTube version. So if you want to support him,
it was in my head for, I'm not kidding, like 2 days straight.
Mhm.
Every time I stopped thinking about something, it was there. And to be honest, it wasn't annoying. It's a great song.
I've been
Great
listening
soundtrack.
to it a lot while I'm working. I've brought up his YouTube version and put it on loop, and I've gone through, work has been later this week, so I'm not there as long as I usually am, but I'll be there for like an hour or two, and I just let that soundtrack loop, and it's a great one. So I just thought that was an awesome story.
That is a nice story. It's nice to hear something positive
Exactly.
and right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you don't have
Yeah.
shareholders that you have to appease.
Literally one developer and a composer. Yeah, that's he's able to make things exactly how he wants to because he's answering to no one but himself. But
even in other cases, somebody would be like, "No, it's my game.
I was going to say
I paid you what I owed you."
Yeah, you were paid for your work, and that's it. So yeah, he didn't do what he had to do. He did what he felt was the right thing to do, which is really cool to see.
Tony De La Mancha says Luis Clemente. Clementi?
Sure. Tony De La Danza. I also talked about the Jackbox Survey Scramble, which is a standalone Jackbox game that my sister downloaded on Christmas that we played. And you're a fan of Family Feud.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jackbox Survey Scramble is basically Family Feud, but much, much bigger.
More naked grandmas.
There's
more
gotta be a
turkeys.
naked grandma in there somewhere.
90% more questions that are the answer is turkey.
Can you think of any of the questions?
Cat names.
Yes, cat names, popular cat names. So like,
I love that's the one. That's the question.
Right away, yeah.
Yeah.
But instead of Family Feud, at most would be top 8 answers on the board. This was like 250 answers, and everybody's playing on their phone.
And what's cool about it is that it like makes you at first you want the top answers.
That's what I was getting to.
Oh, go ahead then.
No, go ahead.
But then it asks you for the bottom answers, and you have to see who can get the lowest
Okay.
answer
And as people
out
put
of
them
like
in on their
200 answers,
Yeah,
which is like
as people put them in on their phone, you know, you have your time limit, and then it goes through and shows each person their answer, and it's like or all up and down the list
So
to show you
you
where it
are
is.
one of the people being surveyed
That's-
at that
that's what
moment,
I was
but
just
you're
about to
also
ask.
trying to win
No,
by
no,
While you're
not.
waiting,
While
you're
you're
being
waiting to
surveyed.
play a game, it does ask you other survey questions. So
and
while
they're
like
all one-word answers.
while the game is getting
Okay.
ready up at top, it has survey questions and you answer. So then in other games, yes, you are data for the surveys. But in this, when you're in a game, you're just playing based on whatever the survey data
I was
is
thinking
up to
about
that
what you were
point.
thinking, and I think that would have been awesome. But like also the way it would scale up, I think would be like
yeah.
really hard to.
But it was really
Oh,
fun.
AI could probably do it.
And it's all digital. You can't get a kiss from the host or anything.
Unless someone you're playing with in real life wants to take on the role of host. No, it's all digital. But it was cool to see like that many answers, and also the idea of going for the lowest answers too was a lot of fun. And then depending on where your answers fall, you get more or less points. And if two people get the same answer, it splits the points. So it might not be the best to get the top answer, because if you get the top, the points could be split with 3 other players. And if you get the second answer, you might get all those points to yourself. It was a lot of fun. I really liked it.
There was another version that was basically you were basically playing Pong, and you saw where the ball was going to land, and then you had to give an answer on that scale from like 1 to 100. You had to give an answer you thought would be on that line,
So it was
where
like
the ball was going to hit.
Popular cartoon characters, and it was laid out left to right, and left is most popular, right is the least of the most popular answers. So like if the ball's bouncing up and going down all the way to the left, the number one answer I think was SpongeBob, right?
I think
So you say SpongeBob, and it gives you a decent sized paddle over here, and then it hits here and it bounces, and then say it's going to land like
Oh, it
2/3
changes the
along the way.
size of the.
You're
Well,
like,
the size
what's a
and the
character
placement.
that's popular but not super
So then, like, if
popular?
it's
Cool.
going towards the middle, you had to think of like 50 right in the middle.
Yeah.
What character would
Man.
be?
It was fun.
Cat
Yeah.
dog.
And
They
then
also had-
tic-tac-toe was a fun one.
Yeah, they grouped answers into like 9 different boxes. So it'd be like 1 through 20, 21 through whatever. And you would try to guess answers in each box to make tic-tac-toe on one way.
And
So
it could be stolen by the other team.
if they got
So,
it,
like, say
yeah.
the range was like 1 to 3 for the top left box. If you guessed the number 1 answer, it locked in that box as yours because it was the number 1 answer. But say you got number 2,
It can be stolen.
the
by-
other
Yeah.
team got number 1, they stole the box. So it was like
They
a
do a
clever
lot of
way to
different
make
things
you.
with it. Yeah.
It was a really awesome. It's such a simple thing, right? It's just words and guesses, but then they take it and make it
And there
different
was
ways. There was like a
one-
rapid fire one that was
Yeah, the
cool.
one that was, it just asked you a question like any of the other ones, but then you had like 30 seconds to put in as many answers as you could, and it added up your scores based on how many you did. What was it? What name things people do at
Things
night?
people do at night, and you just everybody is going at the same time, and then it pauses.
You
like,
go through
4
multiple
times.
rounds. So by, the 4th round, you're all struggling to think of things that people do at night. And we were putting in like jerkin and jerkin was
Wanking,
on there, by the way.
And wanking was also on
Yeah.
there. He put in puking, like, oh god, I have such a stomach ache.
Puking
but
was
it's
on there.
midday.
Puking was on there.
Yeah,
What'd you
resting,
say?
farting.
Gooning.
Nighttime gooning. I never put it on there, but it's fun. It was a really fun game.
And you know what I like about it? It was like, you play it on your phone up to the TV, so everybody could be somewhere comfortable, and it's super accessible. Like there's no skill
Yeah.
required. It's just
Everybody
so you
knows
could play
Family
with like
Feud.
little kids and grown-ups. Like it, I don't know. I thought it was like a really good. It'd be fun, honestly, like to have like students do in school on like a, to earn it for like a game day or something like
If you're
that.
having people over for New Year's, it's a great one
Yeah,
for people
highly
around.
recommend.
And where is this available?
Every system.
It's on every. Okay.
PC and every console portable. So it's on Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, all of them.
Game Boy Advance.
No Game Boy Advance because you need an internet connection. So
Mm.
unfortunately, there will not be a retro release, which I know breaks your heart, but unless they put out a Wi-Fi enabled GBA cartridge, which could happen. I think you're gonna have to get it on Switch.
What
So
about GameCube then?
Technically, sure, they could do it there. It had the Ethernet adapter,
Okay.
which did Phantasy Star Online, and Mario Kart used it as the LAN adapter. But and then the last thing I talked about on Patreon was the latest or the final season of Marvel's What If is airing right
Oh,
now.
did you watch that yet?
Not yet.
And they had an episode that combined that featured two of my favorite characters, and I didn't even realize it had one of them. It's about Vision, who I love,
And
and
Wanda.
it's about Ironheart. No, and I love Ironheart. It's about the two of them together in one way. So I don't want to spoil, but I wrote about that because I love both of those characters. So I really liked that episode.
Vision Heart.
Yep. Iron Vision. So that's what I talk about on Patreon. All right. Now, what should we do here? Should we do the Go
We'll be
Nintendo
right
page?
back after a word from our sponsors.
No. Should we do the Go Nintendo Patreon Awards or should we do our top
What? I don't know what
five
that
Shut
is.
up.
Switch?
I don't care.
Josh, what the hell, man?
Yes, I really did.
The Patreon awards are the patrons voted for what they
They
wanted.
have three categories. I have amassed the votes and determined the winners. Yes, and the top five is us.
Cool.
There's only 4 of us.
Top 5 Switch games for myself.
Oh,
and
I
for
thought we were the
you,
top 5
and
winners
not
of the
you because
Patreon
you
awards.
didn't do it, and not you because you didn't play 5 Switch games this year.
Well, neither did I. That's why I didn't even get into thinking.
So Nikki and I'll just go.
Do whatever the hell you want.
It's not nighttime, but I'll.
You know what? Why don't we do
Go.
ours first and then do the people after that because the
Okay.
people matter more than us. So would you
Yeah,
like me
and
to
I
go
don't-
first or you want to go?
And I don't want
first?
anyone thinking that I stole anybody else's picks.
If you want me to go first, I'll go first. If you want to go first, you go right ahead.
Well, why don't
How about you guys do it at the exact same time?
For me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, before we do this, that reminds me.
Oh, this is that.
Here we go.
What kind of everyone at this table celebrates Christmas. So what kind of Christmas household are you? Are you everyone takes turns opening gifts or does everyone just open at the same time?
I take turns, and yeah, I take turns.
I think my family, when we were younger, we'd kind of. I think we would like slowly go through it together,
With
like
all
everyone.
due respect to your mother, I cannot imagine her allowing
Your mother.
everybody to open at the same
free-for-all.
time. I just picture her wanting to like
No, I think we'd no. So it'd be
because
like
I feel like I feel like you're the most thoughtful gift
He's
giver I
trying to
know.
tell you.
And I feel like because you're so thoughtful, you just
Oh, you earned a gift right now.
Wow, thank
Yeah, you're really thoughtful. I thought you
Oh,
were so thoughtful. That's how
thank you.
thoughtful I thought.
oh wait,
but because you're so thoughtful, I feel like you would want to watch everybody open their gift because
so I
like,
like to.
Like,
Yeah,
look
and I
how-
see your
look
mom
how
being that
good
way.
the wrapping job is
It's a
with
very
this
nice
guy, and
wrapping
he
job.
does it
But what's
himself.
the answer?
It's kind of like a little bit. It's like a mix, I think, because it's like, you know, in my with my parents when we were younger, it was my sister and I were like, you know, the focus or whatever. So we'd each get something, we'd open it at the same time, but
Mhm.
like not everybody just like tearing into things at the same time. So it was kind of controlled.
And
Yeah.
what's your complaint?
But my girlfriend has 3 children, and we spent the morning. It took us like over 3 hours to go
Which I
through because
love.
we did one at a time.
so we're a one at a time.
I just like I had to go home and take care of Sally, and then like get
Yeah.
her ready to go back out. So like I was just like, oh man.
and
it's
my
like- but
mom
it's nice to
hoards her
enjoy
gifts
each person.
and has to go last. And
Oh.
I'm that way now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because I don't
Yeah,
want
I don't want to open. I don't want to take the time to open my
It's-
stuff, like because
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's selfishness. Like, I want to see what everybody gets. I don't want to get lost in the shuffle of people. Like
Yeah.
I want to see everyone's faces when they open it up. I want to know what they got. I want to, that stuff is
So-
the greatest.
Raw Meats family.
this one is not as
Oh, thank
thoughtful
you.
as
Well, I
past.
didn't say you were thoughtful.
is so like Nintendo. I mean, in recent years, Nintendo makes sure everybody has a gift. Like she makes she's the gift passer outer, and then everyone opens at the same time. So, which is like kind of
That's
a,
not bad.
a
That's
happy
kind of-
medium.
I think that's
Yeah.
how we did it, like at my sister's too.
Yeah,
But it's not.
But then
like
I also
everybody
realized-
doesn't say what they got. Like everybody.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
bad.
But then I also realized, like when I did that at my sister's, like I missed things
well,
because
so,
I wasn't like focusing.
and when
on
there's a
stuff.
lot of people, and especially when there's kids, that's tough. Like for us, there's 6 of us, and like if
Well,
it's
he's just
something.
getting an envelop or whatever.
No, he got all gifts.
Oh, well, you got all
I
gifts.
got
Yeah,
the
you're
shirt
right.
I'm wearing right now. I got a watch.
Well, that
Ooh.
was my
Watch.
from.
See the
Yeah,
watch. What, you got a
MomBrain heard me
Rolex?
say a while ago that I liked this really dumb Casio watch. It's
Very
like $30,
cool.
but I was like fascinated by it because Casio has had this watch forever, and it's been their number one watch for like 15 years, and it's like a $30 watch. My cousin saw it yesterday, and he's like, "Ooh, he's like, what watch is that? That's a really popular watch." I was like, "I just
It's a
saw
great
it.
watch.
I liked it."
Nice.
And it
Wanted
has
to
like a
know,
good
it's,
amount of.
It's 4/11/02 on Saturday, December 28th. Just in
It's
case you
got a
wanna know.
good amount of
That's
functions. The trouble is like it is a little bit complicated to like it has an alarm on it that you can set and a stopwatch and all that, but you have to like spend some time and get to know
You
the
have to know
watch
how to
to
do it.
like yeah. I didn't mean to derail everybody, but
You
that's
did.
such a
We were
fun.
gonna go right into
Is it Bluetooth
our
enabled?
game picks, and then you jumped in. And
All right, well,
No, that was fun.
all right,
Yeah,
we're
why don't
doing
I-
our top 5 Switch games of 2024. I imagine you're starting with number 5.
Yep, I'm actually going to start with 2 honorable mentions.
Oh, all right.
Because it was close. I picked 5 good ones, and I would never switch them around. But I wanted to give 2 honorable mentions to Animal Well and Another Code. I played both of those.
Oh,
But yeah, my list, starting with number 5, was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Splintered Fate. Now, I guess I should say, keep in mind, I didn't play a whole bunch of Switch games, and these are just my opinions. So I sunk a lot of time into that game.
Sorry, are these all released this year? Is that what the
that's how it works.
okay?
Has
Oh.
to be this year, yes.
Well, I'm hoping that I think as far as I know, everything has been released this year. This was a tough one because I just got it recently, but I'd say my number 4 would be Balatro.
Oh,
I mean, it could totally be higher on the list, like closer to number 1. It's so much fun to play, and it's just addictive as heck. But when looking back, I remember my time fonder with my number 3 pick, which was the Prince of Persia, The Lost Legacy, Realm,
Crown?
Crown is correct.
The Crown, Prince of Persia Crown, and
Oh no, the Prince of Persia Thomas Crown Affair.
that's what it is. Ah, yes.
that's like a Wheel of
Pierce
Fortune puzzle.
of Persia, Pierce
Oh, you're
Brosnan,
right.
Thomas Crown
Yeah.
Affair. So Pierce of Persia, Thomas Crown Affair is my number 3.
Hi, Jovial Jeffer.
Now I didn't put as much time into that one as I did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, but I remember my experience a lot fonder. It's a little bit more of of like a story Metroidvania game instead of like a roguelite. And I just thought it was so well done from top to bottom. A lot of fun to play that.
Well done.
Now, coming down to my top 2 picks, number 2, any other year, this could have easily been a number 1. Fantastic. Nintendo does it again. Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom. I loved it. I loved the aesthetic. I loved playing I loved the twist of playing as Zelda with the wand and all the puzzles that you could solve in almost any way you
With
wanted
beds.
to. And it had
Plenty of beds, multiple beds you can use too.
we've talked all about this, but like, man, the great classic feel to it at the same time as somehow it almost feels like a companion piece to Tears of the Kingdom somehow in a way. Like I just loved it. So then anyone who listens to this podcast should not be surprised then to hear that my number 1 of the year for the Nintendo Switch was 1000 Times Resists. That game is incredible. I still think about it in many ways, months later, and it's one of those things where I actually often think about playing it again, but you just know it would never be. It's like one of those games, and we all have them, where it would just never be the same to play it again.
Mhm.
Not saying it couldn't be done. It certainly could. And you'd probably get stuff out of it too. But man, it's just one of those experiences that I feel like if you like video games and if you like kind of the medium of video games and what it can do, what it can mean to people and yourself, and oh my god, it's just it's brilliant. So loved it. Thank you very much for listening to my top 5.
New York Times put out an article today about 5 small but mighty games you may have missed this year, and 1,000 Times Resist was on that list.
Wow.
So you're in. They've gotten a lot of attention as far as outlets that put together their list of game of the year or best games or top 40 games or whatever. Like they gotten a lot of attention that way, which is great to see. Hello, afternoon.
Wasn't there like a? Are they the ones that had the article that like your dad had told you to read that it was just like completely off about everything?
Yes, but they have different writers. Jovial Jeffer says, I just bought a Niners Tecmo Bowl shirt because of you. The awesomeness is off the charts.
I was about to reply to them, but I'll just say it. I'll just say it out loud. I want to love that so much, but as a Giants fan in the 80s, you are literally repping our arch rivals. But hey, I absolutely love it. Good for you.
You two could settle it in Tecmo Bowl.
We're coming for you, Joe Montana. We're coming for you.
All right, I'll do my top 5. Let me open up my correct email here.
Dead air.
Okay, top 5 Switch games. Okay, starting with, again, as Deux said, and I will also echo, these are my personal picks. They are the games that I deem to be the games I had the most fun with on Switch, and I think the best or the most of this year. I didn't play everything that came out on Switch. I can only speak to what I played. I too have honorable mentions because they're 2 games I haven't finished yet, so I don't feel I can include them on the list. But my honorable mentions include Mario and Luigi Brothership and Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. I will probably be spending a lot more time finishing those. But yeah, I've put about 25 hours into each, which probably means I have a good amount of time left. I would love to include them. They could very well be in the running for top 5. I don't want to say definitively until I finish them. So, but honorable mentions. Number 5, starting with number 5 for me was Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, an incredible puzzle game by Simogo that is adventure and mystery and puzzles that are like next level kind of design. MomBrain.
That would be immersive, probably, right? Because that's like taking you in and out of the game.
I would agree with that.
I might play that over my break.
It was a phenomenal experience. I was going to say MomBrain played it through Nintendo because myself, Nintendo, and MomBrain, and my mom actually were all playing it at my parents' house because I was showing it to them before it came out because I was doing the review. And I was like, you guys are going to love this game. And they fell in love with it. My sister bought it as soon as it came out, and she was obsessed with it for I think 2 weeks it took her to work her way through it. So it's something special when it comes to that kind of an adventure puzzle game. The puzzles in it are so well thought out and interesting and unique. And honestly, unlike almost any other I've seen in a game before. They do a couple things you've seen in puzzle games before, but there's a lot that goes on there that really pushes you to think in ways that you wouldn't normally think and gets you outside the box. And I love that. So phenomenal job by them. Excellent title.
Hello, Sneaker Hacks.
Hello, Sneaker Hacks. My number 4 title is Animal Well. I love Metroidvanias. This was a very unique Metroidvania. I loved the look of it. I loved the sound design or the lack thereof. I am a sucker for games that don't tell you what things do and you have to figure them out on your own, and
you sure are.
There's no like text that explains things. You have to figure it out. There's images that may give you hints at what to do, but
there's capybaras.
I just love Animal Well. The whole vibe of Animal Well is fantastic. The atmosphere is palpable, stuffed with secrets, plenty of which I have not seen and probably will never see, but I loved that game. That was a really fun experience that I could not put down. So can't say enough great things about that. My number 3 game is Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. I echo, pun intended, everything that Deux said. It's a phenomenal Zelda game. It is the way it uses the open-ended nature of Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild and marries it with traditional Zelda play, at least, 2D or top-down Zelda. Never even thought that we'd see something like that, and I'm very glad we did. I was touched by the story. I love the character of Tri. Like, I shed a tear at the end of the game. And there's Actually, there were multiple
Just
moments
one.
where I shed a few tears.
Ooh.
Some like there was something about the Goron interactions that really got to me. There was something about the thing that goes down on the snow mountain with the abominable snowman and all that stuff, that I was really moved by some of that stuff. But man, I love that game. I thought it's got a really awesome soundtrack, and it was sort of classic Zelda and sort of Tears of the Kingdom and what they did with the music, but there's some phenomenal stuff in there. I gotta stop saying phenomenal. There's some amazing stuff in there. Some of those songs like really got me. The Gerudo Desert like town song was really good. All the dungeon songs I thought were really awesome. I love that game. It's a great game. Like Deux said, any other year that could have been my game of the year without a doubt. But if you know me well, you can probably guess what my top two are. Number 2 is Balatro. It took me a long time to actually pick up Balatro, but when I saw that they had 1000 Times Resist DLC for free, I was like, well, now's my chance to show my support and get in on it, and also see why so many people love this game. And I jumped in on Balatro, and I was instantly sucked in. So easy to get into that and get immersed, and the hours fly by, and it's such a smartly designed game. And sure, you need to know a little bit about poker to play it, but outside of that, the 150 plus jokers that make the game, plus the other, the whatever the other cards are, that's where the real fun is. And that's a game where sound design really sinks you into that experience, because the soundtrack, as we've said, is great, but just the sound effects of like the ticker going up and the chips coming in and all that stuff, it takes the slot machine design, sound design approach, and it perfects it, because when you hear those noises, it just feels so good.
Oh yeah.
My cousin was talking about it yesterday, saying how just that the sound of everything like adding up is so satisfying. But man, do I love that game. I have to actively stop myself from playing it, which is why I play it only at night before I go to bed, because I'm like, I have to go to bed. I got to get up tomorrow and do work. So
Was that an
so
answer
lazy.
in the Family Feud style game?
What?
Things people do at night. Play Balatro.
yeah.
Show me play
I think
Balatro.
video games was
Video
something.
games was in there, yeah. But yeah, it's an amazing game. Very,
Difficult to
very
put down.
all the praise you've seen, I feel, is more than merited. Easily worth the money. Like it's a top-notch experience from the top to the bottom. A fantastic game. And again,
How much is it on mobile?
$10.
Because I feel like my dad would really like it, but I can't foresee him spending $10 on
no comment.
a game.
The man gambles for real.
I know.
Tell him to spend $10 on this game.
That's
He's
not
not
how
getting
he
anything
works.
out of it.
Because they play
Well, he's
like
not,
video
like,
poker.
getting
He won't know.
Yeah, I feel
He
like
loses all the time.
maybe can you gift somebody an app? Like maybe I'll like send it to
I
him.
don't know.
Maybe you can just give
Maybe.
him $10.
Yeah, credit or something.
Yeah.
He'd send it back or something because he's got the money. He just won't spend it on.
Next time you go visit,
Yeah,
steal away the thing.
That's it. Yeah.
Do a little
I could probably.
face scan.
I could probably
unlock.
just
You know,
charge
when
Dad,
he's
look at
asleep.
this meme.
When
and
he's
it's
asleep.
just the lock
Yeah.
screen. You're like, gotcha.
I could probably just charge it to his credit. I'm sure I have like all of their
I don't
bank
know.
information.
Oh, you
Or
went
whatever.
you went from gifting it to him to
Yeah,
just
right.
forcing him to pay without him
Stealing it
knowing.
for him. And no surprises here. My number 1 is 1000 Times Resist. I mean, as I've said many times, it does not happen often where you get a new favorite game of all time, but that is what 1000 Times Resist is for me. There's nothing about that game that does not blow me away in every form, fashion, shape, style. The sound design, the story, the characters, the voice acting, the feeling of it. It's a narrative unlike any other I have ever experienced, not just in games, but in any type of entertainment medium. I have yet to experience something that makes me feel and touches me and has caused me to laterally think and explore ideas in new ways like 1000 Times Resist has. And it's clear that something is going on with this game, because those who do play it aren't ho-hum about it and aren't like, yeah, it's a good game. They are like compelled to write, speak, create based on it. It is moving people. It is doing things. It is an unbelievable achievement in art and entertainment and the marriage of both. And the icing on the cake is the fact that it was this company's first game, and to knock it out of the park like that with your debut title is absolutely unheard of. It is not going to be a game for everyone. If you're not a narrative adventure fan or just a narrative focused game fan, then yeah, probably this is going to be
But
your
you know what?
kryptonite. But
That is part of what I think makes it an incredible opportunity for someone who doesn't regularly play games. I think that, like,
yeah, the flip side of it is if you don't play games, you could get into this and handle it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you're down for narrative experience, maybe you're a big book fan or whatever.
like I think Kathy should play.
I know. I've already told her about it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
But yeah, it's I again, like I've I can't give it any better praise than telling you it's literally my favorite game of all time. That, I'm going to say that doesn't happen often, but I would put like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom up there. But before that, I don't know what my last favorite game of all
Fragile
time was.
Dreams.
I would probably go Fragile. Yeah, so
Undertale.
there's an argument for Undertale. Yeah, so it happens, but it doesn't. We're talking about like a 15-year time span in there where it was like
Yeah.
3 games. But I can't even fathom what is going to dethrone it, because when as I said, I love Tears of the Kingdom. I love Undertale. I love Doki Doki Literature Club. 1000 Times Resist isn't just above those, it's like considerably above them. So I don't know what could ever come about, because I could look at those games and there's other things that I've experienced in other mediums and forms of entertainment that I would put above some of those, but 1000 Times Resist is above everything in all of those for me. Not that I have a deep well of experience when it comes to novels, but games certainly, and movies and TV shows definitely, and anime without a doubt. But it's my number one. And hi, Freddie Pro, I see you in there.
At Christmas dinner, we went to toast each other, and Nintendo, who was hosting, went, "Hecky Grace," and we all like
Nice.
cheersed.
So yeah, it's unbelievable. What an achievement in so many ways. And it bugs me and irks me to no end that it was not nominated at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna. I don't want this to be a negative thing. It's all positivity here.
Can you
So
think about
I've-
why it might not have been?
I said it's all positivity here. I
mean, I
don't
don't-
want to get into it.
Okay.
Yeah, why? Because enough people didn't play the game. Because I can't imagine people played it and were like, this does not deserve to be nominated for anything.
And why do you think people didn't play it? Just because of its, like, was there a lack of marketing?
Because
Was
it looks
the-
weird, because it's got a weird name, because the graphics aren't great, because people don't like narrative adventures, because it's got a female lead. Like it's a laundry list of what not to do with the game. That's my honest opinion.
But it's also an indie game. I've never seen any advertisement for it anywhere in any
great reason.
way.
As far as advertising goes,
Yeah, that
it doesn't have a far
I mean,
reach. They don't have
also,
a budget for that.
It's been out for a while. You said like maybe it's in your algorithm, but I don't see it in any of my social media feeds of like Reels or
It's a small game,
TikTok or anything else. Like people talk about other things, but I don't see anybody talking about that specifically.
Like Fellow Traveler is the publisher. They are, I would say, a notable publisher, but for niche titles. It's not like, I'm sure Fellow Traveler has had somewhere in there a sizable hit. I would have to look at their list of games, but you look at like Animal Well had the power of Donkey behind it. It was Donkey's whatever is Big Mode or whatever it's called, his publishing arm. It was their debut game.
Power of God.
So
and
Animal Well had a huge company. It was a brand new company, but a huge personality pushing it. Like it reached all kinds of people because of that behind it. Fellow Traveler doesn't have what Donkey has as far as recognition. So that sucks, but it does show that a big publisher can get your game out in front of audiences that may not otherwise know about it. So that does suck. Like if it was an EA original or something like that.
Publisher is not going to let you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
Square Enix could have published that under their, well, that branch doesn't exist anymore. But EA Originals They could have done that. That's how and Square Enix is before it doesn't exist anymore. But
If it wasn't for
what am I
sitting at
thinking?
this
Why can't I think?
table, I would not have known about this.
Life
game.
is
Yeah, me
Strange was published originally by Square Enix's indie publishing label, whatever it was. Square Enix, I don't remember what it was called. So that was a lesser thing, but it still had Square Enix's name behind
Circle
it.
Penix.
No. So
That sounded right.
everything okay?
Mhm.
So it's yes. There's another world out there where a publisher took it on and got it more recognition, or at least put it out there in front of people. But they only have so much money to spend on all that, and it's their first game. They're gonna learn. As far as making your first game, nothing. I would say they did it better than most other game companies have ever done it. But when it comes to marketing and publishing, I'm sure they learned all kinds of things with this game. And they're like, okay, next game we got to do this, that, or the other thing. We got to handle it this way. I'm not saying they did it wrong, because it's not wrong. It's just that comes with experience. It's your first game out. So again, like
You also have a limited budget, I'm sure.
look
So-
at Balatro. Balatro was the perfect. They don't have a big name publisher, but it was the perfect storm of it came out. Big name streamers attached themselves to it, and it took off that way and grew organically that way. So it worked out for Balatro because the stars aligned. But more people are going to look at Balatro on that's a more streamer friendly game than 1000 Times Resist. So you're not going to get streamers sit down to really draw in the attention. It's like Among Us. Among Us was out for 2 years before anything really happened with it. Then streamers caught on and it took off. So same thing could happen for 1000 Times Resist. The right stars have to align for things to happen. But I'm hopeful with all the outlets out there now that have been not just singing the praises of this game, but holding it above so many other titles. Like I said, Rolling Stone and the New York Times and Kotaku and Paste. And there's so many outlets that have put this game as their game of the year or in their top games of the year or talked about it in some way. Games you have missed this year that deserve your attention.
Oh, it was on that Naughty
It's
Dog
growing up there.
list too.
Naughty Dog, yeah. I mean, that's
a
such
great
a
endorsement.
that's what I said to them. I was like, you could not,
Yeah.
if you, not in terms of reach, but like if you want a stamp of approval from somebody in the industry
Like
on your
respected-
narrative-based game
Yeah.
for Naughty Dog to be like, this is one of the best games of the year, you couldn't ask for a better honor, really.
Like I imagine there are people who will play it just based on that.
I'm hopeful, yes, but like, yeah, Naughty Dog didn't just put narrative games in their top games of the year, but 1000 Times Resist is in there, and it's a narrative-focused game, and Naughty Dog is known for creating narratives in their games, at least in recent years. So yeah, that's a huge
Narratives
stamp of
that then
approval.
the film industry annihilates and ruins.
All right. Well, we felt more strongly about that than most do. It's not an abomination, but so yeah, I was really happy to see that Naughty Dog did that. But if you go to the 1000 Times Resist official like social media pages on Blue Sky or Twitter or whatever, they've been resharing all the outlets that have been talking about them, and it's outlets big and small. So I am happy and thankful and appreciative of people who have been like, thank you to GoNintendo who talked about this game, because I would have known about it otherwise. So I'm happy we spread the word in some way. All I know is I saw the trailer for it and I was like, this looks like right up my alley. Not expecting anything amazing, but I also remember thinking like, nobody's going to know about this game. I reached out to the publisher and I was like, can I get a review code? And they were like, we're happy to. And as I was playing it, I was like, holy crap. Like this is like a magical experience. And I got like really pumped about it. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I could talk about it. I could pull a game. I could pull a Game
Nintendo
Awards.
just bought it.
Hey, we did it all.
Nintendo, I know you well enough to know, I think, that you are going to love this, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say about
I could
it.
pull a Game Awards next year and be like, my 2025 game of year is still 1000 Times Resist.
Sort of like Piper. Her honor.
Piper, our cat, was honored. It's official. She was named the 2024 and 2025 Cat of the Year.
Oh,
They already
wow.
decided.
By
I
who?
know. Top Man. It's official. That's all I can say. It was official. The results came in.
Mhm.
I have something stupid to talk about. That was very serious, but another 2024 of the year thing that I'll
Oh,
talk about in a
yeah.
second. But anyway, yes, 1000 times resist. Do. I'm so happy you loved it. It is the only game I can think of in recent memory where I have recommended it, and the people that actually played it and took up the recommendation feel at least somewhere as strongly as I do about the game, which has been wonderful, which goes to show, like, again,
I think
how this is reaching people.
Yeah,
So
it would be
do it.
impossible not to be moved by the
Mm.
game if you played it all the
To
way
a
through.
bigger house.
I think it would be just impossible. You'd be made of stone if you weren't
Yeah.
moved by a bunch of these moments in it. And
Yeah.
just the other day, I looked up that on YouTube the scene where with Fixer.
Spoiler
where,
alert.
Yeah, we already spoiled
music
it for
one?
MomBrain. Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's just
so
so
MomBrain
emotional.
hasn't
God,
seen
it's
it,
so good.
and it's funny you said that because we looked it up on Christmas because Nintendo was like, she didn't see that scene because Nintendo did see it. And she's like, bring it up on YouTube so she can see it. So we watched it on
Oh,
Christmas.
great! Yeah, that's. Whew.
And she got up and Nintendo got up and left before it was over because she was like, I can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't do
do
it. So yeah, phenomenal, amazing, more deserving of awards that it gets than any other game I can think of. But congrats to everybody who made it on my list. That doesn't mean anything, but it means something to me, damn it. And as I said, Monday or Tuesday on GoNintendo, we will have from some staff members their pick of the year for their favorite Switch game and their reasons why they picked it. So look forward to that. MomBrain gave me coffee and I've been drinking water. I have to pee. I'm sorry, but I'll pee. And then we'll go into the Patreon Awards, the GoNintendo Patreon Awards, which has 3 categories.
Patreon.
So, MomBrain, maybe I will leave it to you. Would you like to talk about the 2024 Snack of the Year?
Sure. Now this
You
is
gotta play it up a little bit because I gotta pee.
Well,
It's gonna
hurry
be
up.
a long one.
go.
Is this your
How many
snack of the
seconds
year?
was last night's pee?
68.
Mhm.
Use your brand new watch to time it. Is this like you guys
It's just him.
decided?
It's just him.
So it's the Kringle.
It's definitely it's not the Kringle.
Wow.
Really?
This is
enough
Let's spend
set.
some time to guess.
And
The,
You and
hon-
me.
the funny thing is,
Hey, you're not even in the room. Get out of here.
the funny part is, it's not a Kringle, but it is a Pringle.
Oh.
Yep. So Raw Meat and I were out at the store the other day, and we saw Pringles.
Oh, wow.
Mingles.
We got this in right at the wire.
Yeah. Pringles Mingles, which are basically like cheese puff, like texture, right? They're like crunchy puffed,
Like cheese, like yeah, okay.
Like pirate's booty
Right.
kind of. They're like tids and bits of puffed. But
yeah, look at those. Those look like fun.
yeah, and there were many different flavors. And the one that
Oh.
Raw Meat chose
They're bow ties.
was barbecue pizza.
Barbecue pizza.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
And it smelled and tasted a bit like combos to me, like the pizza combos.
Okay.
But he fell in love with them.
He better be after he washes his hands going to get some more of these.
They're gone.
They were snack of the year, man.
I'm leaving.
Uh-huh. Now I would like to try the dill pickle ranch ones.
Wait, they come in a canister?
No, back.
A bag.
Okay. What's this? Oh,
39.
Hollands.
So they had a whole bunch of flavors, or they had 4 flavors. And I thought we were going to go with one of the dill, or I thought we were going to go with dill pickle ranch because MomBrain loves pickle. But she said, no, let's go barbecue pizza. And were they good. So the texture, like MomBrain said, is like kind of like a cheese puff, but it's a little bit harder. And I don't want to, it's not stale harder. It's more compact. So it's a little bit tougher denser than a regular cheese puff. But MomBrain's right. There's something about it flavor-wise that was combo-esque. They were fun to eat. The flavor I thought was great, and it had a little bit of that like Taki-esque where you were like
Confused.
should I eat this? Yeah, I should eat this. But they were great. One of the best parts about them, one serving is like 150 calories or something, but you get to eat 55 of them.
Oh, baby.
So you get a lot. But I want to try the other flavors, but barbecue pizza was phenomenal.
Sounds great.
I had a lot of trouble not
How
eating
many
the whole bag
come in a
one sitting.
bag?
Well, I think it said 3 servings. So 160.
But they're the shape of the Pringles logo, which is the bow tie.
Tell you the truth, they were so good that I don't even
He
know
didn't
what
even
they're
look
supposed
at
to
'em.
look like. I just know that they went into my mouth.
So that's something that you could like be like snacking on to the point where you like your nighttime snacking and you wake up and it's like on your neck and it's like a
I
little
think
bow
you
tie.
highly unlikely.
You nighttime snacked on my graduation cake.
How dare you? Are you serious?
No, I
I'm
didn't
sure.
nighttime snack. I
Oh.
didn't. No.
I was wide awake when I
No, I took a little bit of the icing. That was it. That's all I did. One little piece of icing.
I mean, it's
Tongued it
welcome
off.
to it.
So yes, my 2024 snack of the year. I hope if you try it, you do enjoy them. I can't speak for the other flavors. I'm gonna try them all, but barbecue pizza was phenomenal.
Sounds
Phenomenal, so delicious. We could
I
pick them
was
up later
not
today.
super thrilled with that one, but I intentionally was like, let's get that flavor because I knew raw meat would love it, and I was like, I might like it. I'm really
now
excited.
we gotta go dill pickle
for
ranch.
yeah.
So is it like a denser? Is it almost like Pirate's Booty? Did we say? Pirate's Booty has like a denser.
I mean, it's
toothier.
closer to that. Yeah, I would
Mm.
put it closer to that.
Oh.
But yeah, we could pick some up in
Yeah.
the car ride today. So there's that. All right. Let's go to Patreon for
$1.
the Patreon
Oh.
awards. Over on Patreon, our lovely patrons had the chance to vote on 3 categories for the Switch this year. I asked them to name their game of the year, their best soundtrack, and the best performance. And the votes were in. I tallied them all last night, crunched the numbers. I will go each category, and then I will tell you.
They stuck to stuff on the Switch only.
We're only doing Switch, yes. So I'll, there were no nominees. It was basically you named whatever you picked, but I'll give you every game that was mentioned, and then I'll give you the winner. So we have best performance. Now this one was a little tough because I'll tell you that, and I'm gonna mispronounce names, I'm sure. Deux for Watcher in 1000 Times Resist was nominated. Mika Chen,
sons of bitches.
Mika Chen as Secretary in 1000 Times Resist was nominated.
That's a win.
Sun Chen as Zhao in 1000 Times
Zhao
Resist
was
was
also
nominated.
good.
And then people, someone else, at least one person, maybe 2 people said just anyone in 1000 Times Resist was nominated. Or they'd say the whole cast, and they just left it at blanket as that. So
Ensemble.
sure. Matt Berry in Thank Goodness You're Here was nominated. Kevin Afghani for Mario and Luigi Brothership, who played Mario and Luigi. Brendan Blobber or Blaber as Zinakir in Fantasia Neo Dimension. I forget who it was, but they said I can't stand. I think it was Sneaker Hacks maybe who said I can't stand how RMC says Fantasian every time, which I do on purpose. So there you go, Fantasia or Fantasian. Is it Fantasian? Whatever. I said it somewhat normally.
Oh boy.
It's your fault now. Also, there were special nominations, which I'll say just because they're here. Best performance goes to RMC and the entire crew for running and maintaining the GoNintendo community, all aspects of it. So thank you very much. But that didn't win. Also, a special nomination for Deux for convincing us, best performance in convincing us each week that this rumor is actually true. So, can I get a drum roll, please? The winner is... We'll give it blanket 1000 Times Resist is the winner on that because Nido for Watcher and Mika Chen for Secretary both had the most votes. So it's a dual win, but depending on how you count things, could just be 1000 Times Resist in general. So there are your wins. Congratulations, 1000 Times Resist cast. We have Best Soundtrack was another category, and the nominees were Balatro, Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, Paper Mario and Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door, Arco, Mario and Luigi Brothership, 1000 Times Resist, Master Key, and Star Wars Hunters. And your winner for Best Soundtrack is Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door. It was close between that and Echoes of Wisdom, but Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door
Remake.
a remake. Not my list. I speak
I'm
for
just-
the
yeah.
people. And then finally, game of
Jeff
the year.
Keighley, Jeff Keighley, right? Did he have anything to do with this?
Game of the year. Your
wasn't
nominees
DLC.
are Balatro, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Princess Peach Showtime, Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, Darkest Dungeon 2, Unicorn Overlord, Animal Well, Mario and Luigi Brothership, Prince of Persia. Oh, I'm sorry. What was it do?
It was Pierce of Persia, the Thomas Crown Affair.
Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, 1000 Times Resist, and Pentiment. And according to the GoNintendo Patreon, the game of the year is far and away. The winner was Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Dominated the wins on that one.
If they
Not
knew
even
that
close.
the game was actually called the Pierce of Persia and the Thomas Crown Affair, that would have won. I'm sure.
Probably. So there are your GoNintendo Patreon award winners. Thank you to everybody that voted. As I said, Zelda Echoes of Wisdom was far and away the winner this year for Game of the Year. Soundtrack was close with Paper Mario and Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. And 1000 Times Resist was dominating in best performance. But Kevin Afghani put up a good fight. So people are warming to or are happy with Mr. Afghani's work as Mario and Luigi. So that's cool to see.
Do some of the does Mario like makes jumping like sounds when he jumps in Brotherhood? You don't really jump. You don't play like that, right?
You jump. There's jumping all over
It's
the place.
action. Like you're still moving your characters.
All
like
of
that?
the Mario and Luigi games have jumping in them, yes. But you hear the traditional Mario jumping noise, the whoop noise.
Oh, you don't hear it, so it's not.
He'll make a hop or a who.
Because what was it? It was in Wonder where I was Haktua.
So Afghani tried
that thing.
He tried something new. Yeah.
Spit
Luigi, spit on that thing.
I fought on that thing.
Oh my!
But there's lots of my favorite and a staple of the series, the Mario and Luigi series, the made up gibberish Italian. So
no, I just remember in Wonder there were times when I was jumping where I was like, it sounds like Mickey Mouse more so than Mario.
well, again, he's doing Charles Martinet and his own thing, so you get a mix of whatever. But I would say he's quite good in Mario and Luigi Brothership. He does do a nice job.
Can we just put it out there? Please do a little bit more Captain Lou Albano in your Mario.
So just telling kids they're going to go to hell and they're going to die.
no,
and take
just
drugs?
be like,
You go to hell before
Oh,
you die.
Mhm.
hey, huh, ho, you know.
I think we found a new Kevin
right
Afghani.
there, right there. Nintendo, if you're listening, there you go.
It was
that
actually
like-
it actually sounded a little bit more like Rodney Dangerfield.
That'd be great.
Miss Bowser, I got no respect from this guy.
You could do the voice of Don Vito Tingle.
There you go. What an honor that would be. So thank you, Patreon people, for voting on that. And thank you for being a Patreon member as well. Also, I want to say this whole month, thank you to people who have been visiting GoNintendo. I don't know what's going on, but you're finding about GoNintendo in other ways that I don't
Rumors.
normally know, or you normally haven't, because we've been getting new signups for comments and like a lot. Like every single day, there's been multiple people, which is not how it usually is. So thank you for that.
In
And
Patreon or just on the site?
just on the site. And the slate has been rather sluggish because you people have been trafficking
Oh
it. So,
boy!
thank you very much for that support. And I don't look where it's coming from because I used to do that all the time and crunch numbers and worry every single day about what was going on where. And it was too not good for my mental health. So I'm just thankful for the support and thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. We did all
Thank
that.
you
We
so
did all
much
this.
for
We did all the other
visiting our
things.
site.
Let's do news, damn it. What do we got?
Oh my god, we got news still.
Yeah, not a lot. I'm just gonna very quickly mention go to the site and you'll see these. We have
There's some news up there. Goodbye, everybody. See you next
well, it's
year.
more leaks, supposed leaks of the Switch 2. We have more looks at the hardware, which are either really, 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 really good fakes, which they could be, or they're legitimate pictures. We have a look at like the dock and the side of the Switch 2 where it connects magnetically with the pin connector. You go check that stuff
That
out.
button. You think that's a button in there or something that insets?
What is that?
What, up by the Joy-Con thing? Up at the
on-
Plus you're talking about?
Yeah.
Well, we heard that there's like a clunk button that you hit. I don't know if that's a button as
It's a weird
well,
spot.
or if it's just. It looks like it's a button to me, and it
Yeah.
shows you which way to hold the Joy-Con when you're connecting it. So
Unless it's just like a graphic, so it tells you like this is the one that you connect to here.
it could
The
be
plus
just a
one goes on
graphic,
here,
yeah,
the minus one goes on that
because
side.
people had a lot of issues with that when it first came out. They were putting them on the wrong side and all that. So go look at the pictures, decide for yourself. It's the real deal. Rumor on the street is January 8th is the date where Nintendo's gonna blow the lid off this thing. And it's
When?
I've been hearing January 8th.
Ooh, it's close.
I would be shocked if it's not within the first 2 weeks of January that we actually get an official reveal. So
And just to confirm, January is the first month of the year. Yes, right? Okay.
yes. And again, we know for sure that Nintendo will show it to us before the end of March. So we got January, February, March. One of those it's definitely happening in, according to Nintendo. But rumor on the inside is that
I feel
January 8th.
I feel like
We'll find out soon.
with these leaks and all this stuff that's been coming out, they're kind of forcing their hand. Like they have to.
That's what analysts
Yeah.
have said. They're like, Nintendo's hand is pretty much forced at this point because there's been leaks that look very, very legitimate, not just the usual, like, my brother works at, or my uncle works
Or like
at
if they're
Nintendo.
doing it with like a Nintendo Direct or something, that's a hard for the.
Well, they'll
that,
do the
you
same.
know,
I
and
would
they gotta-
imagine they'll do the same thing they did with the Switch. They'll just be like, here's a trailer and you watch it. And then
Right.
they'll be like, we'll see you in 2 weeks for a special event.
I wonder how many people who work at Nintendo had to like skip the holidays with their families because they had to do this trailer that now has to come out 2 months earlier than they originally planned.
No, I don't think that. I think they've had it planned for a certain date for a while now. But I remember we watched the special event together when they showed off the Switch on stage and like Suda51 was there and they showed the Joy-Con with the HD Rumble and all that. We were watching that together.
Where were we? Oh,
We were
online?
here in my office.
Really?
Yes. I don't know why
Oh.
we probably got together just to watch that, but I remember watching it.
That was a long time
And
ago.
they
I
had
guess,
EA
so.
up on stage. Yeah, I mean, it was over 7 years ago. All right, North America, let me give you what we got. Not surprisingly, it was a very quiet week, and I'll begin with what North America got as soon as we're ready.
Music.
There's something with pictures over here. Yep. Sorry to take you away from whatever the hell you're doing. North America, what do we got? Let me tell you. The Escape Room Chronicles, Episode 4, the 24-hour TV station. Life or Reach. Sudoku Classic 2. Old Coin Pusher Friends 3. Basketball Legends 24. Thinking of You Beyond Time. And Buried Alive, Breathless Rescue. That's all you get for North America, my friends.
Wow.
Steister says a huge list of titles. Is this a joke to you, RMC? Some of us wait with bated breath every week for this list to be read to us. I'm so mad I can't think. Only the dulcet tones of Nicky Hill can calm me down now.
Please excuse me.
Pressure's
What are you
on.
doing?
What
Oh,
are the
dear
next
Lord.
European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
Thank you, Josh. This is the last week that we have here in this year of our Lord 2024. But don't worry, because Europe is getting many more titles, much more titles than North America.
What releases in the days
So
leading up and the week coming.
So the week of
They're a little different.
December 26th, the year of our Lord, right after the birthday of our Lord,
Oh,
This
2024.
first game sounds awesome.
I'm gonna look
All
it
right,
up.
let's get to it. Airborne Grannies.
Wow.
Knit me a flight cap. No? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Anne's Zombie Odyssey, Beat Blast, Rhythm Rampage, Block Jam, Bunker Builder, and Construction Simulator. What's the difference between builder and construction?
Airborne Grannies looks like Doodle Jump. Remember Doodle Jump?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With a little tiny bit of elevator action in it, except
Ooh.
for going up instead of
Hello.
down. It's $2. It's on sale for $2 until the 15th. That's 80% off the regular price.
Wow. A deal for sure.
Defying gravity. All right, the game's worth it because the catchphrase is defying gravity and age.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Builder and construction, blah blah blah. Car
I'm sorry,
cops.
yes. Let me answer your question. You said, what's the difference between builder and construction?
Yeah. I mean, the builder does the construction. I figured it out. Next,
I don't know.
car cops. Cat.
Hmm.
But it looks like it's one word, so it's cat. Cats visiting Christmas Town.
Yeah.
Man, MomBrain, this is your month if you were in Europe.
Keep going.
Cats versus dogs military mission.
Oh, that
Wow.
one sounds bloody.
This one's funny. Cop officers police simulator of NYPD City.
Wow.
Okay.
What?
NYPD City.
Man, Europe's a funny place sometimes, huh?
They don't know how it works over here.
Cop officers police simulator of New York Police Department City. Cyberpunk speed assassin.
Just throw all the popular words in there.
Oh, they're all assassin. Yeah, assassin's like John Wick. So it's Cyberpunk, Speed, and Assassin, all three Keanu
Holy
titles.
cow.
Yeah, that Keanu's really hot right now. Shadow the Hedgehog.
I know.
He's doing it.
Dirt Bike Extreme 3D. I don't know. I've never remembered the PC 8801 Mark II SR
correct.
version of Babylon
That's correct.
or Baby Lawn. Fighter Aces, Sky Dominance. Achieve Sky Dominance over your airborne grannies. Fishing Valley. Float Survivor. Why is it always so hard? Survival Simulator. Float Survivor Simulator. Ocean
Oh,
Survivor.
nope, did it wrong again.
Yeah. Float Survival Simulator Ocean
There
Survivor.
you go.
Golf Up.
It's like Bird Up.
Jewel Match Solitaire Winterscapes 2 Collector's Edition.
Oh, well, if it's the collector's edition. I don't
But what
know
is it?
that one.
You're collecting the digital, huh? Yeah, I guess so.
People like digital.
I lost my spot. Learn to play Santa's Sleigh Ride. Is that the song? No, that's Jingle Bells. Meow Moments celebrating
Giddy up, Jingle
renewal.
horse.
A
I'm
and
gonna guess that's a typo.
a romance. Oh
I'm gonna
no,
guess. I don't
renewal
know.
and romance. Perhaps.
Probably.
My Life, Zoo Vet. My Time at Sandrock Online.
So My Time at Sandrock has been out, but they finally put out the cross-platform multiplayer. So now you can play with everybody.
I read it silly. I thought Sandrock Online was a place.
No. My Time at
Standing
Sandrock
online at
Online.
Sandrock. You know, my time standing online. Got it. Naiad?
Sure.
Naiad? No more snow. No more
Indeed.
That's
snow.
right. I was just thinking, snow. We need more snow.
Paw Paw Destiny. Pet Kawaii Shop. Man, there's a lot of pet things, huh?
Animals are quite popular.
Prison Escape Simulator. Breakout Pet Master. I'm kidding. It's just Breakout Master. Restaurant Tycoon. My Pet Cooking Empire.
Oh, no.
No, just My Cooking Empire. Santa Claus and Christmas Happy Adventures. They go together like peas and carrots. Sparkling Beam Strike 1000.
That is definitely something an
That's-
anime character would yell out.
Sports Supermarket.
I am very curious what that is. Sports supermarket.
I mean, it's sports people, so it's just all protein, probably, right?
Oh, I'm down then.
Spot the Difference Classic Finding Puzzle. Star Trek Legends. TCG Empire Card Shop Simulator. The Escape Room Chronicles Episode 4. Is that one episode every week we've been getting?
Yeah, you're correct.
What a rollout. Tombs of Mira and World War II City Rebirth Tycoon.
Is there a comment?
Steister says, now this is a list. Much better. They know how to do it in Europe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Steister. Thank you, Europe. Thank you, Nintendo, and all of our game developers this year. What a year it's been. All the releases. There's probably been, 400,000 releases on the Switch this year?
A lot.
What a list.
Um,
Actually, the next segment, I'm going to go through the list of all the releases from the beginning of
full
this
recap of the
year.
year. Sports supermarket, from small shop to sports empire. Are you ready to rise? Unleash your inner mogul and sports supermarket. the low-poly business simulator where you build a sports retail empire. Start from a small shop and grow into a multi-floor
Okay.
sports haven.
So when
Stocked with everything from sneakers to pro gear, attracting fans and athletes.
So
alike.
we think supermarket is grocery store, right? I guess that's what I go
They're
to.
talking about like a Dick's.
They're talking about a Modell's, perhaps.
Gotta go to Moe's.
Moe's?
Dick's, Moe's,
Oh, is that-
Cabela's. That's mostly hunting.
That's
I guess.
sporting.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it's a
that's
different kind of
considered
sporting
sporting
goods.
This place, according to the pictures,
The Murder Sports.
sells basketballs. A lot of basketballs.
Hmm.
Somebody's buying a box of 4 basketballs.
If
Um,
somebody's going to have to manage basketballs at this table, I think it would be George. They're like large limes, right?
Yeah, are there any sports you play with limes, George?
No.
Pickled limes, I guess you could.
Pickleball,
Pickled
yeah.
lime ball.
There's like
tennis. I mistook it for limes.
yeah.
Understandable, George.
Sorry you got in trouble for that, George.
I want
But
you
you
guys-
looked great. You dress. You're a sharp dresser.
You're a sharp dresser. I want to show you. I can't zoom in anymore, but I want to show you how this store displays basketballs because it's just like
Just in a bin. Just in a box.
no, I'm talking about the ones on the shelf. It's like
Oh, it reminds me of
those,
the bowling ball
you
games
got
at
it.
the
Yep, the bowling ball
arcade.
game. That's
Cool.
exactly what I'm thinking of. Probably not the best way to store basketballs.
I hate to be in
That's
that place during a ground shaking. Yeah, that's earthquake is what I meant
during
to
a
say.
ground, the old ground
Yeah,
shaking.
the
Was that was
ground
this
shaking.
year, right? Our ground shook. That was
Yeah, it
this year,
This year,
Yeah, it
where
was.
I woke up and
and then went back to sleep.
It woke me up, and I thought it was an earthquake, but I wasn't sure because that's not what we think of here in MomBrain. Were you freaking out?
No, I was upstairs and I was at the top of the stairs and you came to the bottom of the stairs and you went, earthquake?
Earthquake? That's what it was. Yes.
Ground shake?
We call them ground shakes.
The
here
old
in
ground
Jersey.
shake of 2024.
They sound
Year of our Lord.
tastier if it's called a ground shake.
Mm.
I'd drink that.
Oh my god!
All right, let's get through the rest of
no,
these top
ground
stories
shake.
quickly. We have there was a study in Japan about the most popular brands, and not surprisingly, in Japan, the number one most popular brand is the Pokemon brand.
Pocket monsters.
That is correct. It was a study that crunched numbers across 7 categories of entertainment, including games, apps, books, music, and more. The study was done by Gem Partners. And on the list, there were other game
Truly
franchises,
outrageous.
including Monster Strike, Dragon Quest, and Genshin Impact, which were number 9, 10, and 11 in general, or specifically. But again, this is not just games. This is all throughout entertainment. Pokemon was number 1. Study was conducted each month on data from over 100,000 Japanese residents that were aged 15 to 69. And based on the points scoring method, which considered reach points, Pokemon earned a whopping 65,000 points. 80% of that came from mobile apps and games, and the 11,000 points after that came from console games, and then 2,000 from video content. But Pokemon killed it. Joe Shabadoo says, I think that sometimes the sheer longevity that Game Freak and the Pokemon Company have achieved here is a bit overlooked. The series hasn't simply retained the interest of 20-somethings and 30-somethings who grew up with it. They've understood well how to keep it relevant to younger people for decades. Not a simple task. I hope the mainline games keep seeing more incremental evolutions thanks to not having to stick to a ridiculous release schedule. Surely the mobile games can bring in enough money to allow the core teams to have some breathing room, supplying resources to push forward and take more lessons from other modern RPGs. Yes, I agree. It is not recognized enough just how amazing the Pokemon Company has done, and not just keeping old fans interested, but bringing in new fans. Bringing in new fans is very tough to do, and Pokemon continues to do it. And I will never forget that Time Magazine had a cover that talked about the Pokemon fad back when it first came out, and talking about how it will be dead. And
They
still eating
didn't
their
know
words.
that there was going to be ostrich types.
That's right.
That's
they weren't
right.
thinking about that. They never even considered it.
They had their heads in the sand.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You just blew your own.
We have news that you will actually be interested in, and it's not a joke about Pokemon.
I believe it.
Japan has a new best-selling physical game of all time. The previous record holder was Pokemon. Pokemon Red and Green, the Game Boy games, at 7.93 million units sold. Well, there's a new number 1 as of the most recent sales data in Japan. Your new number 1 best-selling Pokemon or best-selling video game of all time is Animal Crossing New Horizons. No other video game in Japan has sold more physical units than Animal Crossing New Horizons. It sits at over 8 million physical copies alone. So that's crazy.
That's really good.
So
And that's
they
not
like
including
playing
digital
that
numbers.
crap.
So I don't know what will come along to surpass that. Maybe another Animal Crossing game, depending on how popular the
Now
next
it's just going to
system
keep going
is.
back and forth between Pokemon and Animal Crossing.
Well, see, it's not. I could, sure, it could, but for Pokemon Red and Green to hold on to that physical number, number one, for so long since the Game Boy days, to now.
So
Animal
is that
Crossing beating it,
including? Didn't they re-release Red and Green? No,
Green
We're
is
only
very
talking
rare,
physical.
isn't it?
that doesn't count. Like re-releases were like Fire Red and Leaf Green. We're just talking about Red and Green, huh?
I asked if green was rare. Isn't green rare or not? Not both red and green are just as rare as each other, I guess.
What do you mean? The physical copies are rare to find?
Yeah, correct.
No, they're like we didn't get red and green. We got red and blue here in the States.
Oh,
Japan
okay.
got red and green, and then there was yellow.
And quite rare.
But there you go. Animal Crossing number one. Who knows how long it'll hold on to that, but probably for a very, very, very long time.
That's funny because I've been going physical every time I can lately, and Animal Crossing New Horizons is maybe the one game that I wish I went digital on because I play it a little bit every morning, and anytime I play a different cartridge game, I've got to pop it out and pop it in every single day.
Yep, that a lot of people did go digital with that, but Japan's very big into physical games in general, so that's why they're doing it there. Rick Fillet says, that's all very well and good for both Pokemon and Animal Crossing, but this article fails to mention that Nintendo is doomed and has been for years now. Seriously, though, a very impressive accomplishment in this digital era, and especially for a game like Animal Crossing, where I'm sure plenty of people would prefer to own it digitally for the ease of daily, weekly access. There you go, Deux. He's speaking to you. Yep, but Japan loves their physical games, so they went physical. And then finally, our last top story this week, Nintendo. This year. Woo! Nintendo in Japan has revealed the top 30 most downloaded Switch eShop games of 2024. You guys want to play one to end the year on, to play us out?
Okay.
This is Switch only.
Digital?
Japan. Digital, not digital only. We're only getting digital numbers here, but these games could also see release.
And they don't. They usually don't report digital numbers.
eShop top 30. Well, we don't have numbers. We just have placement. So it's on the Switch eShop in Japan. Looking for top 30. I'll take any
the whole
top
year.
30. The whole year. This is the year-end list.
Switch digital whole year.
Yep.
Go.
Japan.
Well, I'm gonna. Can I start?
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be a Dragon Quest game on there.
You're guessing blanket Dragon Quest. I will take it. Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, which is only like a month and a half old, is already number 4 for the entire year. So yes, Dragon Quest 3 is on here. If there's another Dragon Quest, we'll count it in all. So you got all Dragon Quests if there's another one on here.
Yeah, sorry to be so vague about
it.
But who knows?
Echoes of Wisdom. I know they're not big into Zelda over there, but maybe they got into this one.
Echoes of Wisdom.
Can you be a little bit more specific with your? No, guess.
Is number 7. Yes.
Hey.
Very good. MomBrain.
Fortnite.
Well, you don't buy Fortnite.
Oh, but I thought it was just downloads.
I mean, it is, but this is like a list of like.
Do they play Fortnite a lot over there?
I honestly don't know what the player base is for Fortnite in Japan. I'll get MomBrain. Just go. Again. We're not going to count that.
I mean, okay. Let's go with
Splatoon.
Splatoon, says the lady. Splatoon is number 15 for the year. Yes.
I love those Inklings.
Nikki Hill.
I'm going to do another blanket, I think, if that's okay, because I have no clue.
And your guess is?
Pokemon. What is it? Scarlet? The newest one?
Pokemon.
I don't know.
Catch them all.
Wow.
Hold on. Let me just. There's 30 things here, and there's a lot of Japanese.
We're translating in real time. Bliss is just coming in.
Pokemon is not here.
Wow.
They went physical for Pokemon.
Well, I'm gonna change my Madden.
No,
Madden.
I'm so sorry. Do
Oh man, how about are they big fans of Mario and Luigi Brothership?
Mario and Luigi Brothership. Let me just.
That's gutsy too, because it's a new one, right?
And they might want to go physical because it's Mario and what's
No
it?
Brothership. MomBrain, here's your chance. You could win it right here. We only need one in the top 30. She's searching her soul very deeply. She's jiggling out an answer. Adjusting glasses, kissing the sky, it looks like. You heard the smooch. She's looking at the posters to cheat a little bit.
We're gonna go with a Kirby game.
She says Kirby, blanket Kirby. I'll just search Kirby because it'll be quicker. And the game continues.
Oh,
Nicky Hill, back to you. No Kirby.
back to me.
Good luck to you.
Oh my god! I it's again. I have names in my head, but I can't get them out of my mouth.
Write it down.
Oh, I've got like concepts of games. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. I get it.
Oh,
That's good enough for some people.
Oh, you know what? Oh no, that's not even available.
That's not a game. That's not available. This man's living in the future.
No, it's not a Switch game. I don't think.
What was it? Now I'm curious.
Like MLB or something like
That's a
MLB the
Switch
show.
game.
Is it? Well, then MLB the show.
Okay, MLB the show. No.
Oh,
So sorry. All right, Deux, over to you. Yeah, MLB is Sony puts it on everything now.
how about this will be a little blanket one too, since we're all blanketing.
video game.
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter Rise is number 5.
Oh, yeah.
All right. MomBrain.
They love it.
Xenoblade.
Love it.
Xenoblade, you guess?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Deux Michael.
Is Octopath
You
Traveler
are
2
the
on there?
winner.
That never happens.
You've done it. Congratulations.
Unicorn.
The game is over. And
I know. Now I'm just rambling.
I'll give you the full top 30 because it's the end of the year. The Battle Cats Unite. Dragon Quest 11S, which is only available in Japan. That's the online only one. Dave the Diver. Momotaro Dentetsu World, which is the train series that is
That was my
extremely
next
popular.
guess.
Didn't you say Unicorn Overlord?
I just said it
That
now
is number
randomly.
26. Another Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Hogwarts Legacies, number 24. Sheeran the Wanderer, 23. Among Us, 22. Smash Brothers, 21. Switch Sports, 20. 19, guys. Sea House G's. Never guessed it.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
Number 18, Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. 17, Human Fall Flat. 16, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. 15, Splatoon 3. We're in the
Oh
top
my
15
gosh.
now. Yeah.
I was thinking only games that were released this year. I didn't say
Yeah.
Wonder.
Yeah, it's not just games released this year. It's
No.
the top 30
A lot,
of this
a lot
year.
of these. Yeah.
Nicky Hill, you guessed MLB. Wrong game. Correct sport. Power Pros 2024-25 was number 14.
P-Pros.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm surprised nobody said that one. Number 13. Number 12.
Power
Also
Piece.
surprised nobody said this one. Animal Crossing, since we just learned it was
the top song.
top selling game of all time.
Wow.
Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, number 11. And we're in our top 10, people. Number 10, Overcooked Special Edition. Number 9, very surprised somebody guessed it, Minecraft. Number 8, Super Mario Party Jamboree. Number 7, Echoes of Wisdom, as we said. Number 6, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Wow.
Number 5, Monster Hunter Rise. Number 4, Dragon Quest. Number 3, Overcooked 2. Number 2, Exit 8. Very popular game right now. Very popular because it's
That's
quick,
the new TikTok.
liminal spaces kind of thing. No. And number 1, you own it. You own it. You own it.
Give me those fruits.
You might not own it. He's got it. Suika game. Suika game was number 1. There's your top 30. Weird says something I'm sure Nicky Hill was thinking. Not a single hentai game? Sorry, Weird. No hentai in the top 30. Not the dirty 30. And there you go. That's your top stories for the end of the year, everybody. MomBrain,
Yes.
what have you been playing?
Screwpin,
I've been
that
ripping.
Jackbox game,
I think every time.
and I think that's it.
Okay, so that's all you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Nicky Hill, what'd you play this week?
A little bit of Sea House Cheese, Solitaire, and a bunch of other games, and then I think that was it. Other than Mario Party.
Sorry to cut you. You're a Sudoku guy. I don't remember ever looking. Is there a Sudoku on
There's many of them, yeah.
on the
Switch?
Sea House Cheese?
Oh,
Not in there.
Okay.
No, it was. I think it was in the original Sea House Cheese.
I don't
No.
remember.
It was in
Brain
it was in the Brain Age game, and that's where I got into it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no shortage of Sudoku games on Switch. You could spend all day playing them.
Yeah, I think I've had them in the past, but no, I don't know.
Sorry,
You know, I don't know.
I don't know.
Didn't mean to get you off topic. I was just curious.
You know.
But I
don't know.
played 2 rounds of Mario Party Jamboree
Oh,
the last 2 days because
what does that mean?
I gifted-
Rounds, full boards.
Yeah.
You did the whole thing. Did you win?
one of them I won.
Oh,
Yeah.
Christmas, come check out my wish
What
list.
did you? Who'd you play
Have I
as?
been a good boy?
That's none of your business.
I don't remember
Ninja.
the first round I played as this. First round I played as Wario.
Mm,
The
easy
second
gonna win.
second round I played as somebody else. Oh, Toadette.
Oh, she's the best.
I don't know. Is she?
Toad says I'm the best, so she's probably
Oh.
the best too. I don't know.
Um,
Toadette
she's-
doesn't have like a catchphrase that comes to
She's
mind.
the breast.
Oh, I don't know.
That's uncalled for. I apologize.
No. Oh,
Jeez.
But
didn't like that.
I will say, it's not a game you want to start at like 8:00 at night.
well, it depends. If you do the
We did-
quickest one,
The quickest one is still an hour and a half long.
People getting a little punchy.
I was, especially
I
because
bet.
near the end. So last night we played 15 turns.
Mhm.
And when you get closer to the end, there's like extra little bits that keep popping up that take time. So
You gotta pump it up.
literally 20 to 25 minutes, maybe. One person rolled, and it took almost 20 something minutes before the next person can roll because it was like, introduce this piece. Now this person is available. Or like they basically got they rolled and got like a jamboree buddy, and then so everybody has to play a mini game to try to claim the buddy, and then it went into something else, and then they got to a little shop and they went and bought something, and then something else happened. But it was like a long time. It took a while.
These games.
Mario
and so-
Party games are commitments.
And so when it's like pushing 11 o'clock or whatever, and we're we're down to 2 rounds, and it just keeps going, it's just like, man, I'm getting tired, and we
but
all know
those are
how it
times
is
you'll
when I
look
get tired.
back on and be like, man, I kicked those kids' asses in one.
Well, no,
night."
that one I lost, so it wasn't
Oh,
even worth
Man,
it.
those kids kicked my ass that game.
And yeah, it's it's the great
Equalizer.
equalizer because it's Denzel Washington's in it. No,
Denzel's Washington.
Denzel's.
Ooh,
Then
love
they
'em.
couldn't pay for Denzel Washington, so they got Denzel.
Denzel.
Um,
That's how it's pronounced, actually.
but yeah, it's a fun game. I let everybody down because I thought you could play more people, but it's only up to 4 players on one system.
Yes.
If you play multiple systems, I guess you can up your count. or
Certain
whatever.
modes.
Certain
yeah.
modes, but on one system, I think any mode is just going to be 4 players, and there's 5 of us, so we had to take turns. But
One kid sat outside
it wasn't that
for
cold out
3
last
hours.
night. So yeah, fun game. And guess I played something. Everybody, too. What have you been
He ended
playing?
the year by playing something.
I love it.
I love it.
So I was kind of away from my normal video game setup for this week. So I only had the Switch on the go, which was nice to have. Just another reason to love the Switch. But yeah, I tried to keep up with all of my quote jobs. So I did a little bit of Animal Crossing every single day. I'm still going through as I've mentioned, I've given up on the stock market, and I'm now.
SD wants to know if you brought a charger. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He was prepared.
I did. I brought a charger because, man, you need it if you're going to be gaming with the handheld Switch. But
She gets a little hot and toasty.
oh yeah, that's true. But yeah, I've been going through the island in Animal Crossing and getting rid of all my just like
Neighbors.
bridges. No, all my bridges one at a time, and then replacing them with the most expensive bridge, the Red Zen Bridge, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, don't worry about the bells. I got it. All right. So yeah, it's
Jingle bells, am I right?
it's fun. After I've got 2 more bridges left to do, and then once I do that, I'm gonna be starting on the inclines, and that's
Big things happening in
Yeah.
Animal Crossing in
I think
2025.
another of your Patreon should be doing an island tour.
I know Do well enough to know that he would not want to show
It's a
up this
little,
time.
yeah, it's a little rough. We've been getting a lot of snow every day on the island,
Oh,
and that causes, for some reason,
need more
flowers to bloom because it counts as precipitation. And I usually keep the flowers trim, but because I was trying to keep my gaming short, because I was not, like I said, in my normal area, my place is overrun with flowers. It kind of
That's
looks.
beautiful,
I mean, it
though.
Yeah,
sounds
that's
beautiful,
great.
but it's like a little. It's a little much. So
Do the flowers wilt?
they don't. No, I mean you can run if you run through them, they can break, but they
Yeah.
just regrow in 2 days, so it's not a big deal. So yeah, one of these days I got to go through and get back on that. But the bridges are happening. What's up?
What is Christmas called in Animal Crossing?
Toy Day,
Toy Day.
and it happens on the 24th.
Oh.
Nice.
So that was nice. Yeah, I hopped in there on Toy Day and saw, I don't know, Jingle or what, I don't know what his name is. There's like a reindeer that goes around, and the guy doesn't have any wrapping paper. You got to make your own fancy wrapping paper and bring it to him, and then it gives you something. But
Wait, he gives you a toy, but you have to wrap it yourself and then unwrap it?
no, he just needs wrapping paper as like a favor, I
Oh.
guess, and then you give it to him, and then he gives you something. So there was Toy Day, and then that was that. And then I also played some Fortnite on the Switch just every day, only to basically I'm leveling up, trying to get all the V-Bucks, and then at the same time I'm trying to do Winterfest in the cabin and get my gifts every day. Now I'm sure I could have taken a week off and gotten all the gifts later. But I didn't want to take the chance, as I heard that Santa Dog was going to be one of the skins, which is Snoop Dogg
Yes.
in a Santa outfit. And I just actually got him today. So I have Santa Dog, and even better, RMC, there's a couple of great emotes in the shop today. And
I didn't look today.
and I picked up one that you turned me on to that I can't wait to sync up with you.
Oh no,
It's not a sync
wait.
up one, but it's a great one. It's
Is
the
it a K-pop related one.
it is.
Yeah, that's great.
Standing next to you. Standing next to you. Anyways.
Now you will be standing next to me. We'll be doing it together.
There was one too that
Looking right now.
there's another one too that I bought. So I spent $1,000 on V-Bucks today, or 1,000 V-Bucks today. $1,000 on V-Bucks.
Whoa!
It wasn't that good at Christmas.
Give me every skibbity toilet.
Holy cow! I be gifting skibbity toilets to everybody. I spent 1,000 V-Bucks on 2 emotes. The one I was just singing was one of them, and then the other one is it's like a synced up one, so you can do it with a friend, which is why I got it. But it's that
Feel it?
it's the I don't think so. It's called Outlaw's the one you got. It's called Groove something.
It's not this one.
No,
Okay.
no. That one looks cool too.
Outlaw.
But
I got it right here.
no, that's the. I thought.
Oh, that's
the
so
one I
sorry,
got.
so
That's
sorry,
yeah,
so
it's
sorry.
okay. And then the other one's called Groove something, and the
I'll find it. Groove Destroyer. Oh, my bestie and your bestie.
Groove Destroyer.
Oh, here it is. The
Yeah,
one from
because
Saltburn.
but because it syncs, like you do a
Yes.
fun little sync with somebody. So I splurged a little bit. I mean,
Bathroom sink? It was a tub, but
and it is beat sync.
just kidding.
So
Sorry.
oh, okay, great.
wow, beat sync that works too.
So we're gonna be having fun. Now I
Having some fun.
appreciate we do have a Fortnite group chat, and I appreciate that you got if you did plan any gaming that you guys
There
kept.
was none.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you weren't there. Everybody's doing holiday stuff.
Okay.
I played with family, but there were.
Okay.
I saw Brian on there once by himself when I was going to join family, but yeah, there was
Okay.
no outside planning of.
Yeah, I
Fortnite
figured
games.
you guys would be outside planning it just to not make me feel bad because I have major FOMO. But
No, I figured I wasn't going to be I knew I would play with family, and I wasn't going to be the one to ask friends because I know, like, Adam's got family around, and I figured Brian was doing.
yeah, I
stuff
guess
with
it
the
is a
kid or
rough time of
whatever,
year to
so-
get together. So hopefully we can get back into it. But
Oh, I'm ready.
man, I don't know what it was about playing on the Switch. First of all, my sympathies to anybody who plays on the Switch or plays on like a tablet. Holy cow, it's so difficult. At least for me, it was so difficult. And I mean, it's great that you can play, and it's great that the Switch tries to keep up. But man, it's a rough
Well,
experience.
people playing on phones and tablets have a better experience. They're not using
Oh,
the
they
controller
might.
for the most part, but you're talking about $1,000 phone.
Yeah, I
versus the
guess you're
Switch.
right.
Yeah, so it'll look better and run better on
Maybe it's
mobile,
just
but-
the Switch then. But and I'm not knocking the Switch. I love it, and I was grateful to be able to play and still. I mean, you could still play. It's not unplayable, but it's just rough, especially when you're used to the PlayStation 5. Because I would always tease some friends of ours that like come into the lobby late because their system loads late. I'm telling you, that Switch, as soon as you get in, you can't even emote. It's like you're in the battle bus.
Yeah.
But
My two cousins play on Switch, and they at best will be in the lobby for like 5 seconds before the bus shows
yeah,
up.
it's crazy, and almost everybody is like a default character and stuff. Sometimes it'll give you like it doesn't always do that.
I
but-
will say you picked a week not to play because, like I said, I've been playing with family. It's holidays. Everybody's
All
home.
the sweaties
It
are
was
home.
sweaties to the max.
Yeah.
We've got wins, but when we got losses, they were brutal losses. Like
Well-
we were fighting some insane people.
I was in it just for, like I said, the XP. So I was doing
Yeah.
all the missions, and each mission you had to land on this building and talk to one of the characters and get a mission from him. And every
so
time
it's
I'd go
probably-
in there, it would be like 10
Yeah.
guys landing there, and it was always insane. I did have kind of a lot of fun trying to do it, and because I don't play on the Switch and it was a new update, it automatically turned on that audio visual
Yeah.
like thing. I don't know what it's called when you can see where the audio thing
Yeah.
like footsteps and stuff. I don't play that way, but because I was playing in a small room with other people and I had the sound off, I left it on, and it sucks. It's just so distracting. But one thing that I noticed, I don't know why, but like I would often not try to fight people because I'm on the Switch and I feel like I'm hindered as far as being good, and I was just trying to get XP anyway. So I started, when I was getting shot at, I started just like emoting, and I guess because of the season, people would stop shooting and come over and like hug me and emote. And one guy like splashed me with Chug Splash, and he and I went and fought a boss together. And then I came up behind this other guy, and he was a Lil Whip just like me, and I could have just like totally ended him. He had no idea I was there, and I just like put out my hands for a hug, and he turned around and he went like, and then he ran over and like hugged me.
Tis
And-
the season.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with silliness.
A lot of people being greeted by ghosts this year in their sleep.
Yeah, maybe
Waking up and giving out hugs instead of bullets.
Christmas Carol.
Oh, a modern day Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
And the end result is they're nicer in Fortnite at the end.
I think I said something last year about if a real Scrooge was visited by ghosts or whatever, they'd wake up at like the story of the Christmas Carol is way off, and I think like Scrooge would wake up or whatever, not do anything for Bob Cratchit, and then if Tiny Tim dies, he'd be like, "Oh, good for him. That was a financial strain
I
on
think
their
Tiny
family."
Tim would die, and he would emote on him. Hit the gritty on him. Hit the gritty on that dead son of a bitch. Because he can't gritty either. He's hobbling around. There's no way he can gritty.
When he was a young Scrooge, he could gritty. At Fezziwigs, he could gritty. Gritty wigs. Well,
There's
there's
your picture,
yeah,
Gracie.
there's-
Scrooge hitting the gritty.
Oh, that's gonna be good. That's
Scrooge
gonna be good.
Fortnite hitting the gritty.
Or
God.
yeah, when Tiny Tim like gets cured at the end, he like hits a little gritty too.
Yep.
But yeah, and
Played
so
by Mary Lou Retton.
but yeah. Believe it or not, I didn't play any Balatro. It seems like it would be a perfect game to play on the handheld Switch, and it would have been, but I didn't want to get sucked in. I was trying to, balance some family time in there as well. My mom, who was with me, has like a real addiction to this version of to Sudoku, which is why I was bringing it up earlier. She plays it on her iPad. With like all the clicks on at like 5 in the morning. She's like click, click, click. And the thing is like it looks like she's looking into the sun. I was like, Mom, do you need it that bright? She's like, I don't know how to make it. So I showed her how to like dim it and all that stuff. I mean,
Did it also have ads?
I could, yeah, that's the thing.
That's
Like
the
in
best.
between
That's the best.
each game, there's ads, and she's like, "You just gotta skip through the ad. Oh, and then you gotta watch this one. Oh, and
I
then
just played poker and I won
and then it
$1,000.
does, and then there's another ad, and you gotta watch. And it's like, Jesus, how do you do this? But like, she's like the top. I mean, for this particular app, according to the app, she's like top 5% in like every. I don't know. She's played like 50,000 games. I don't know, something crazy. But
Did you buy her a Sudoku
See,
game
that's
that
the
she doesn't
crazy
need
thing.
to do the ads?
That's the crazy thing. They'll play it forever with endless ads, but I'm sure the app is like $5 or less. And they'll be, nope.
and
never
she would have
doing it.
gotten her money's worth in
Yeah.
one night. I mean,
Yeah.
she can play the crap out of it. So I actually downloaded the same app because I never got into Sudoku before. She kind of showed me the ropes, and I was having my fun. It's not too bad. I can see it.
Sudoku's
I
fun,
can
yeah.
see it coming through. Like as
For
I
me-
played more, I started making connections that I couldn't see before. And
My
I like-
uncle has a daily Sudoku book, like an actual physical book that he'll do one in each day, and then
oh,
that's
cool.
that.
For me, I like the mid difficulty, so that like I can feel like, oh, I'm smart, but I also don't have to like try too hard. So it's just like, plug in the numbers.
Yeah.
Nintendo, this is real? Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What is
Oh
that?
my God. The dead Pop-Tart is back. That's incredible. That's
is
really
risen.
funny. That's really funny. The Pop-Tart that they ate and killed, he's back. He's back. I can't wait to watch this.
I don't remember.
I forget what event it happened at, but they ate a giant Pop-Tart live. Like,
Wasn't it the Super Bowl?
killed him. Well, if it was. Well, now
Oh.
he's back, though. He is risen. Pop-Tart is risen.
But that's still Kellogg's, right?
It sure is.
Yeah, but I might not be buying Pop Tarts, but I can still look at the Pop Tart coming back to life and appreciate it. Come on, it's amazing. But anyway,
Yeah. So played some of that, and I actually got a game for Christmas that I haven't gotten a game in quite a while. So it was
For the Game Boy Advance?
it was a fun surprise.
hi, Buck. Are you here?
It wasn't a surprise, actually. I don't know why I said that. I mean, my mom doesn't know anything about video games. She
You
wouldn't know
bought it
what I-
yourself, and then your mom.
well, usually she'll just get me something for Christmas, and I like that too. I don't mind anything like whatever she wants to do. It just means something coming from her. But this year she asked what I wanted, and I was like, you know what? I'll just tell her. And I asked for Alan Wake 2 on the PlayStation 5, and I got that, and I got home yesterday and started playing it. And so far, so good. It's got a really, really great presentation. Just like a beautiful looking game, a very immersive type of game. It's so far it's different than I thought it would be. I have played the original Alan Wake, and I know what the gameplay there is, and it's not that the gameplay is different here. It's just there's more of you play as like an FBI agent, and there's more of a crime solving aspect to it. You actually go to a mind palace like Sherlock did, and you can start your own boards, like crime boards, and pin like evidence that you found and things in your searches, and you pin them up on the wall with postcards and draw kind of like conclusions from them.
It was the
And
smiling man.
it's like it's kind of like that, except
Sorry,
you have
spoiler
a board
alert.
there. But yeah, I at first I was kind of like, I don't know about this, if I'm gonna like this, because it's kind of slower. It's a little more contemplative. There's a lot more story. Kind of, you got to be a little bit more patient with it. And as I started building my cases up against the wall with the evidence that I found, it started to kind of come together, like in a way that I was like looking forward to getting new bits of evidence and kind of adding it to the board and
It's been on my
deducing
list
a little
for
bit.
over a year. I gotta play it.
So I was, I mean, so far so good. I'd say again, the presentation is just, it's like stunning. It does a mix of like of all kinds of things. Like there's real people and real acting
It's
in
like,
it, and
Control, yeah.
then there's like a hidden realm, and like there's mysteries, and there's
Are you Alan Wake, or is that just the name of the game now?
yes and no. I started out as this FBI character. I played a few chapters with her, and now we just found Alan, and he is now a playable character. So I'm playing as him through this next chapter.
Alan Woke.
And
started off as Alana Wake.
but it's crazy because it's been 13 years now. It's 14, but when the game came out, it's 13 years since the last Alan Wake, and it's just crazy that it's been that long, and we got this sequel. And I mean, so far they've put so much into it. It's really impressive how much work they did.
Remedy
and like
takes their games very
the
seriously.
acting is the voice acting is great, and I'm compelled by the characters and the town and the way that everything looks, and it's how it's presented. Again, it's just like really, really like really great so far. Now it's not like this run and gun action game that I remember Alan Wake being more of. There is that kind of stuff, but it's been kind of interspersed between these investigations of crime scenes and stuff. But I've still been really, really liking it. The attention to detail and all the places that you explore so far has been great. The music and how it is great, and you pick up all kinds of stuff. So you can pick up like manuscript pages, and it's like something that you believe Alan Wake has written, and it's like he's writing about what you're doing, similar to the first game.
Yeah.
And the way he reads, like the character reads them, because normally I'd skip through all this stuff because I could just read it myself quicker, but like the presentation's so good that I've been watching each manuscript page and how it's like very dramatic, and it's you get sucked into it. So far I've been really loving it. There's a lot of humor in the game too, not like overt cheeseball humor in the dialogue, which I appreciate. It's more, you'll find a TV with like a goofy commercial on it, and like they're like great, like really genuinely funny, and those get logged, and you meet the characters that are in those commercials later and stuff. So I don't know how deep it's gonna go. I remember really liking the first Alan Wake, and I actually watched a YouTube video that like recapped it so that I'd like be ready. And like I beat the game, and after I was like, holy crap, this is like really convoluted.
What
like,
game did I play?
Yeah, exactly. So I have a feeling this is going to be like not a struggle to understand it, but I think to understand it fully, you might have to
watch
like,
another YouTube video.
Exactly, like I have a feeling it's going to get real crazy real fast. But yeah, it's been fun. I have to admit, I'm playing on the normal difficulty setting, and I have to admit I've had one boss fight, and it was very difficult. Only because it was kind of like you didn't know if you were doing the damage to him, like you're supposed to hit him with the flashlight and then shoot him in the special spot that it gets exposed.
The dick.
But yeah, you shoot him in the dick after that.
Once
After
he
you shoot
exposes himself,
after you shoot the light on it, but yeah, like there was then he does something and your character's like, I better run away, and you start running, but like they just meant run away that moment, and then you have to keep fighting him.
Yeah.
So like I fought him for a long time because I thought you had to try to get away from him, and it was like this weird arena where you couldn't get away, and I was like, I'm starting to get a little upset here, but then I just kind of pushed through and was a little more patient with it, and I was able to. Headshots are a big thing, sometimes in a game like this there's a lot of tension, it's very scary, it builds up a lot of great atmosphere, and there's a lot of dark spots, there's a lot of scariness, and like I have a tendency to not take my time and shoot them in the head. I'm like, I'm like trying to run and gun. So anyways, I've been rambling about this. I'm enjoying my time with Alan Wake 2 so far. I do appreciate you listening. And that's about all that I have to say about the games that I played this week. Thank you again for your patience. RMC, please tell us what you've been playing.
Thank you. I play Fortnite with family, and I really, we've talked about Fortnite so much. I got nothing to share. It's fun and I love it. And I already talked about the Jackbox survey scramble. We talked about that in detail. And really, that's all I played because I've been spending time with MomBrain and family, and we've been hanging out with people and talking and eating and whatever. So that's what I've been doing. I haven't played anything else. I need to get back to Dragon Quest and I need to get back to the stuff that I was playing. I just haven't played anything. So that's it for me. And Alan Wake is on my list, man, and I really want to play it, and it just makes me want to play it more. Let's do questions. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
Go ninpod@gmail.com.
Maybe I will.
They can be about Nintendo, video games in general, or whatever the hell you want. Retsuza asks, cake or pie, and why? I'm cake all the way. Team cake. And why? I'm not really a big fruit person and stuff, and I know there's cake with fruit in it, but there's more cake without fruit in it, so that's my why.
Don't look at my
I love
computer.
icing as well. I love icing.
I've been getting I've been getting my fill of ice, or like overdone icing.
Give it to me. I want an all icing
what I
cake.
mean?
I love icing.
It's just too
Never
much
get enough.
sometimes. Where it's like it gags me.
So your pie.
Because I try to get all the icing in my mouth at once. No, cake, for sure.
Excellent.
But you were just saying the icing, and I'm like, I'm like shifting a little bit. Like if there's
the question's cake or pie.
no, I mean generally cake.
Okay.
Why? But if there's like a unique pie in front of me, I might be like, ooh.
Well, this is not about turning
Look, we
down
like
pie.
both.
It's about cake or pie.
Yeah.
We're taking cake.
Cake
And he
is
asked why. So why?
Because I like it.
Okay. Do.
Yeah, I'd say I'm more of a cake person.
All cake people. I like it.
Yeah, I like the texture of a cake. Ironically, I'm not a big icing person either. I go, but I do like, a little layer of icing,
I love icing.
I got it. Yeah.
The icing you got on your cake, holy bajolies.
For Christmas, I got a Yule log. I've been getting those every year, and the icing to cake ratio was perfecto. But like the funny thing is if I'm gonna be going somewhere or whatever, I'll get a cake most likely, unless the person, if I'm celebrating somebody specific or somebody specifically says like get a pie,
like George, key lime pie.
But I will more likely search, like I'll have a craving for a pie and like search for a specific pie than I would a cake. Know what I mean?
Okay, I understand
Like
what you're saying.
Off season, if I'm like, oh, I really want those.
Don't worry, no one's going to
pie.
pigeonhole you and say you only like cake. We understand you also like pie. It seems like you're very nervous about it.
Well, it's just funny because like that's what I'll like go search for as a pie in certain instances, but cake is what I go for like celebrations.
Like in any
events.
cartoon when they smell a pie on the windowsill and they go floating over.
And I float over to
it.
it. Yeah,
I get what you're saying. And Homer smashing his head into the the vent on the stove. So there you go. We're all team cake. We also have a Patreon question. MomBrain, did you know that you can join the Patreon
for $1?
For $1. Gybones did, and they asked us short and simple.
Yeah, right.
Can everyone at the table come to a consensus on which amiibo is the best one released so far? Can we come to a consensus? Probably not, because I don't know.
I don't even know what's
people at the table
available.
know what's available. Yeah. So. You know,
You know what? I really like
biased. I
the
like-
Chibi Robo one.
I like that's a great one. I like Rob the Robot.
I was gonna bring up Rob the Robot, and I only know it because it's on your
My
shelf.
Japanese Rob the
Where?
Robot. Love
I
that
like
guy.
the
in all this.
knitted, the Yoshis that are knit.
I was just
I
gonna say
believe
that. I
Gybones
really-
said
yeah.
that would be mentioned in particular. the
that
giant
one,
knit
honestly,
one.
yeah. So Chibi Robo, get out of here.
I love the 8-bit
I like the
ones. Those
knitted-
are cool. The
the knitted
Mario 8-bit
Yoshi.
and the Link 8-bit
Oh yeah,
are really
they are
cool.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
But yeah, I'm
like,
going Rob the Robot.
I mean, I borrowed a bunch of yours when Tears of the Kingdom was out, so I had a bunch of your Zelda ones. I liked Wolf, the Zelda Wolf, or the Link Wolf. I liked obviously Toon Link from Wind Waker. I liked a lot, and I have the only amiibo I ever bought was when I went crazy for that Tears of the Kingdom game and bought like everything that went with it, and I bought the Link with the hand going like this amiibo, and he's still in
That
the
is
box. He
cool.
looks pretty
That
cool.
is a cool one. Yeah, I do like that one.
Yeah, I think I'm going with the Yoshi, the knitted Yoshi.
Yoshi is
Also-
the winner then.
Quick side tangent or whatever. One thing that I did play too that I forgot to say was a Super Mario World. I like downloaded the.
a Super Mario.
Well, I played a level of Super
Oh,
Mario
okay,
World is
okay.
what I meant to say. But that game, I don't know if I haven't played it on my Switch because I had to download the Super Nintendo thing on Nintendo Online.
That's how
But
it
when I went
works.
into it, it's just like you're on the map. You can move anywhere on the map.
You can go left or right, and that's about it.
Okay, I only went one direction to one step.
You go left, and you can go right at the beginning. You can go left, and
like
you
you-
go up, and you get to the exclamation point button, or you go right and you go to the first level.
But like so you start. I started like you start the game. You're on the map. There's no like intro or
There's
anything.
an intro.
So I didn't see any intro.
Mhm.
And then I went right into
Start
the
out
thing.
at the Yoshi house, or whatever house it is.
Okay, so yeah, I guess I did. And then you start there, and then it goes to the map.
It's like a little splash screen,
Okay.
from what I remember.
But there was no
unless I'm
like start
misremembering.
screen or anything. It just like went into it.
Yeah, there's a whole like attract mode. Like there's the zoom out and the logo,
So I
and you
didn't
watch
see any of
Mario
that.
run around and jump on things.
Well, the
and-
reason I was like surprised by this because I was just like, oh, I'm just in it.
yeah, something happened there. So you sure? You could have downloaded the Switch Super Nintendo app and deleted it and re-downloaded.
No,
it?
because I don't think I've ever played it before like that. But like it goes right into it, and you hit the block or you read the sign, and it just says like you're at Yoshi's house, and it just says like, "Hey, thanks for stopping by, but I'm going to save my friends," and you don't really know who Yoshi is at that point. You're just at the
Yeah,
house.
So here's the beginning.
Yeah, I
You
didn't.
know, all this shit.
That didn't come up when I started the game. That didn't come up. Though I do remember
There's
that.
the splash screen.
Nope, didn't see that either.
So like, that's impossible. Like you've seen it. Something must have happened that I don't know what happened. But
I mean,
that's how the
unless
game starts. There you go.
that's where I started, and he was just like on the house, on like that center house.
Yeah, so you must have hit a button or something. I don't know what happened, but yeah, that's
I-
not like there's no like
Yeah, I
special
went
version
into
of
it, and that
available.
was it. That's
Did you
but I was
black
just like,
out?
I could have blacked out and missed, whatever minute and a half or whatever of that, and then come back to my senses and was
What
and
what,
also like
what made
push-
you go get that to play it?
My girlfriend had mentioned she was asking me about the game because like
The
that's the
game,
only one
game.
that she had played.
The only Mario?
I think so. And
That's a good one to have played, though, right? You like that?
but I was just
Oh, yeah,
confused
it's
with the
just
way
like-
she was explaining it. I was confused, so I
Crazy.
downloaded it to show her at one point. But then I don't bring my Switch over there, so like so then I did the next sensible things. Next time I saw her, I just did a search on Google and brought it up, and she was like, "Yeah, that's the one." But I played the first level, and I was just like surprised that there's no like story or intro. It was just like, here's a map, and if I click on this, I'm at a house, and it's just a sign that says, "Hey, went to go save my friends because Bowser turned them into stuff." And then the very next thing, when the first time I met Yoshi said, Bowser turned me into an egg. So it's not even about Yoshi laying eggs. Bowser turned Yoshi into an egg.
Well, Yoshi
Or
does
trapped-
lay eggs in that
Trapped him
game.
into.
He poops out eggs. In
I
that game.
know, but the whole intro, when it comes to like
We didn't
what
even see
came
the
first,
intro.
the Yoshi. No, the introduction to Yoshi and eggs and
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
What came first, Yoshi or the egg? Yoshi, and then Bowser turned them into an egg.
How
And
do you
from
know
that point on, they started laying
all
eggs.
you know is that's what Bowser did to
Oh,
that
no, wait a
Yoshi.
second.
You don't know that.
That's what ties into the Dennis Hopper Koopa and the de-evolution, probably. And so
they put
Bowser
a lot of
turned
thought into that.
de-evolutionized Yoshi into an egg.
Wow.
It's all coming together.
Mhm.
Wild.
Oh, it's coming together.
Wild. Goodbye, everybody.
What are we doing? We did question. Is it time for music?
Yeah, you did the Patreon, right?
Yeah. Send your music to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
goninpod@gmail.com. Put music in the title. Help out your local MomBrain. We need more music. We need more questions. So once again, we need more music. We need more questions.
I got music. You want to hear it?
You want to hear it?
Oh.
Okie doke. Children, here comes. Rami, get your
Is that what I sound like?
Oh, there he is.
little scoreboard ready there.
I'm
I
doing
don't
it.
say it
I'm
every
doing it.
time.
These new AI things you can do on the iPhone, boy, are they dumb, but
No
they
idea.
can be funny.
I
no
don't know
idea.
what that is, but I'm excited.
Technology. I don't know.
Okie
Make your own
dokie.
emoji and stuff like that.
Are you making your own if it's AI doing it?
Well, I mean, what else am I supposed to say?
Customizing.
No, it's
Oh.
not customized because it like generates.
Anyway, this
one.
first song comes from Spaniel 53.
Banjo something. Banjo Tooie?
No.
Banjo Kazooie.
Yes.
Loves that xylophone.
Nabnut's house. Spring.
Nab
Bird
nuts?
sounds.
That's what I'm hearing. This song comes from Autumnal
Lots
Blake.
of bird sounds in that game, yeah.
Oh, I know this one.
Song of our childhood.
I have no idea. Then.
First
Retro.
song when you really get into the cast.
Yeah.
This is. Well, go ahead, dude.
And you got the gigantic wolves, and you take them out one hit, you feel so badass. Alucard coming in hot with Symphony of the Night, Castlevania.
I mean, that's what it says it is.
That is not correct. Well, sure, maybe it's in that, but it's a symphony. That Symphony of the Night's the correct one.
What did that say?
Bail or jail on the Switch.
It's like a Konami. It's a song that could appear in that game, but this is from
And you meet
Castlevania.
death,
Symphony
and
of
he takes
the
away
Night.
all your stuff, and you go, what?
Wait, what?
This one's from Wired.
Skate or die.
Oh, is it two brothers that punch each other?
Bad
Or
dudes?
punch guys. I think I remember from a kid that my neighbor had it, and I used to play it all the time. It's like Two Little Ninja Men. Does this make sense for the title?
Well, the game is called Little Ninja Men.
It does sound like it would be a beat 'em up, like an old
It
school.
probably is a beat 'em up.
Like a
Does anything I
Renegade
said
or
make
something.
sense for the title?
I mean,
Brothers, something brothers.
no.
Kung Fu, something.
Not Kung
Ninjas.
Fu.
Jiu-Jitsu brothers?
No brothers.
Jujutsu. It's some fight.
Sisters?
It's a fighting thing where two guys are punching. It was weird. Go ahead. I'm not going to remember the name of it, and then I'll hear it and I'll get mad.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You looking at us too?
I just want to make sure.
Oh no, it's not what I thought it was.
I told him not to look, but
It's over.
Karate Kid.
Oh.
You know, so I couldn't be like, yeah. You know.
I'm sure I played it as a kid, but I don't remember any of it.
Okay. We didn't get there.
We didn't get there.
This one comes from PT. Now, I'm gonna be a little bit. I'm gonna give a little something away because this is the PlayStation 2 version
That's fine.
So I just want to be clear about that up front.
Okay.
Mighty Mighty Boss Tones?
Oh my god, you got it.
Crazy Taxi.
No,
Some music game.
Tony Hawk.
Wait a minute, my guess.
no, but
Well, it's some skateboard title.
That
mm,
Kitchen.
no.
We're gonna get clean.
Skate or Die. BMX. Matt Walsh's BMX racing.
No.
It's probably not his name.
Matt Walsh.
Snowboarding?
I don't
something?
know. It's gonna be some licensed skateboarding
Oh.
game.
It is.
Oh.
I don't know.
Who
That was the era.
Who's
of that
another
stuff.
skater?
No, I mean like it's gonna be like some cartoon characters or something.
Oh, it's
Like
cartoony.
Rocket Power Skateboard. I don't know. Something like that.
Okay.
We giving up?
I'm giving up. I don't know.
I don't know.
Sonic? No, yeah, I don't know.
Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure.
Yeah.
On the cover is a generic boy skating, and then there is
Wow,
Tarzan
so
skating
cool.
on like some kind of wooden something.
Mhm.
Buzz Lightyear skating on like a small rocket ship,
As he
and
would.
baby Simba skating on like a piece of slate or rock of some
Yep.
sort. So there
Pride
you go.
Rock. Plymouth Rock. Where are they from?
Yeah, Pride Rock.
Plymouth Rock.
So great job. This one's from Fart Blossom.
Well, it's not the route I went, but I know this sound when I hear it. This is Star Fox 64.
It is.
Simba is so like wonky on that.
Star Fox 64 is the answer.
Includes Rumble Pack.
It does. Second time we talked about that today.
This one comes from Blood Ocean 07.
Diddy Kong Racing.
Seinfeld Racing.
Beep-a-deep. Beep-a-deep-a-deep-bap. Beep-a-deep. Beep-a-deep-a-deep-bap.
This is Diddy
How
Kong
come that-
Racing.
How come there hasn't ever been a Seinfeld racing game?
Licensing issues.
Seinfeld issues.
Here's one from Jess I.
Okay. It's a Zelda song.
Zelda.
It's a Zora's Domain.
It's definitely sort of.
It's got to be.
Ocarina of Time 3D.
Yeah, this is like. I don't know,
Hyrule Warriors.
No.
Breath of the Wild.
Majora's Mask.
Oh, no, I believe it is Breath of the Wild. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Is it?
What do you mean you believe? What's the answer?
I don't know if it's Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom.
What's the name of the YouTube video? What are you on? It's got no.
You got there. You got there, dude.
Weird. I don't know what's going on. The artwork's from Breath of the Wild because Sidon is there, so we'll go with that. I'm all wrong on every tally here. I don't know what I've done. I'm sorry.
Well, this one comes from Storbert Corbin.
Oh, we know this. We know this.
Oh, Marble Madness.
Sure is.
Mhm.
Wow. We got there.
Yeah, man.
The highest roller.
Song used to make me uncomfortable.
It's
Yeah, it
supposed to, I
should.
think.
Oh yeah, you're right.
This one is from Steister.
You get the first song, it's a banger. You get all the other songs, and they're like weird and disconcerting. Hell yeah. It's got a first party feel, I'll tell you that. Oh yeah, we know this song. That's it. Wee.
Wii Sports.
No.
It's gotta be why can't I place this? It's gotta be Mario Kart, but I don't know why I can't. Like, what's this song from? Wait a minute. Yeah, is it Wii Sports?
No.
She just said no.
It-
So.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the answer,
Yes.
but this song is from another. It's a
This
cover
is-
of another Nintendo game.
Woohoo Town.
Oh, so it's Wii Sports Resort. You were there. You were close.
Woohoo Town? Is in Wii
Woohoo
Sports
Island is where Wii Sports
Oh,
Resort takes
gotcha,
place.
gotcha.
All right.
Woohoo, man.
Yeah.
Ooh,
This is
yeah.
the last song of the year.
Oh, good. Last song of the year. Let's
From
get it
Matthew.
right.
Here we go.
Game Boy Color.
It is.
Sounds like that guy, but I'm not sure if it's that guy. Is it licensed?
Yeah.
Is it a New Year's theme?
No. Well, I mean, I guess it could be.
All right, so it's licensed and it could be New Year.
I mean, as a joke.
So it has nothing to do with New Year's.
Right.
Okay. Licensed Game Boy Color. Cartoon?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know how to describe it other than it's got that feeling of it's a good song, but it's in a bad game.
Probably.
I wonder if it's that same guy.
It's a great song.
You know the composer on this? Sounds like the Ocean guy. I don't remember his name.
Billy Ocean.
Billy Ocean. All right, Rami, you can do this. What do you think was a cartoon that wasn't good when you were a kid? Is it a cartoon I didn't think was good?
Probably.
Okay. What didn't I like? And what would fit with this? What didn't I like?
What is the system? Game
Boy Color. I didn't like Felix the Cat, but this doesn't feel like a Felix the Cat.
Tom and Jerry.
No, that's not a bad guess, but I like Tom and Jerry. It's not Warner Brothers, because I like all Warner Brothers. It's not Disney, because I played most of those games. Bad cartoons, like, I'm sorry, dude. Scooby-Doo?
No.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Scooby-Doo's at the top of my list. There's gotta be something
I just
else
can't
I don't
picture
like.
this song in any of those. Like
It sounds like I'm getting like either underwater or like magical forest cave. Do either of those make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's based on a
one?
cartoon.
Magical forest.
All right, magical forest. Oh, it's it's got to be Smurfs.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. You got there. Happy New Year.
Well, it was
amazing
magical
song
forest.
for a Smurfs
Um,
game.
I was leaning more towards underwater. Yeah.
The
do you know who
composer is McAulby.
Gargamel.
it
Well, their name is Alberto Jose Gonzalez, also known as McAlby.
Mm.
McAlby Beal?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
McAlby composer. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't the Ocean guy that I thought it was. Let's see what else they did. Oh my God, did they do a whole bunch of Smurfs games? This poor person.
So the game is Smurf's Nightmare.
Holy shit. Oops, sorry. Oh, well, whatever. Holy crap. Nicky Hill, their first game to compose for Tom and Jerry.
Oh wow.
They did weird versions, MSX releases for Altered Beast, Ghostbusters 2, Snoopy. I like Snoopy, so I wouldn't guess that. Magic Johnson's Basketball.
Johnson
a
vs.
whole
Bird.
bunch of unreleased games. They did asterisks, like, you know, the
Release the
the
McCulby
comic
cut.
thing. They did Smurfs on NES, Game Boy, Sega Master System, and Game Gear. They did Tintin, so they got to be European. They did Turok,
Very adventurous.
Sylvester and Tweety. They did lots of Turoks. They did Felix. Jesus, like I said. Droopy's Tennis Open. God, this poor person worked on so much
Droopy.
garbage. Inspector Gadget Racing. Oh man, where's the part of his Wikipedia where he says he offed himself?
Oh,
Looney Tunes Marvin Strikes Back.
Doesn't
he was
that
the licensed
stink
king.
that this person has like all these probably great underground hits that are in these crappy
Yeah.
games, and then you got like the guy on Fiverr that makes one song
Yeah,
and
right.
like makes $1 million.
His last song that he composed or game he composed for was Carps and Dragons in 2013 on a 3DS eShop.
carp as in the fish?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now. Carps and Dragons Soundtrack.
Dragon.
Soundtrack is already predetermined on YouTube. So somebody thought the soundtrack was good enough to search for. Harps and Dragons. I'm going to do a rabbit hole search with this guy's soundtracks this week. This is exciting. Let's see. Here's some gameplay footage. This game looks horrendous. It's like off screen. Did this game ever release? Okay. I'll do this. I'll do this later.
I'll do this on my own time.
Yes. No, I'll do this video game stuff on my own time, not on this podcast. All right. Well, that's it. Stay tuned for the after show and we'll open these presents Nicky Hill gave us.
I have to go to the bathroom so
So
bad.
go. You know what's in the present.
How do I change it? We're gonna move the camera.
Well, that's it.
Go
The
for
show's over. So thanks for watching and thanks for.
Don't worry.
Happy New Year. Love you all.
Happy New Year. Love you too.
Happy New Year.
But we
Oh.
should say one thing.
Why?
You can hear
What?
him from the bathroom.
Uku. It is Dew's Views. Rumor of the week with Dew Michaels.
I can't believe I almost missed that.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we know, if you listen to the podcast, Dew's Views.
Another new graphic in the chat.
I'm excited to take a look at it, actually. Oh, my freaking ears. Oh my God, these are getting awesome.
SD says Uku. Is he adding Ukus to his spies? Spiders, flies, and Ukus.
That's so great. I love that picture too. And if I recall, that's me cut out of a picture of me staring at Kirby sleeping.
Yeah, and I can certainly upload the original.
But yeah, that's great. Thank you so much.
Holy crap, Dew. SD said Uku is flea in Hawaiian, and I didn't know if they were joking, but I did a quick search and it says a small insect. So Uku fits with spiders, flies, and
holy
Ukus.
cow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Right at the end of the year.
Yeah. So that's actually one of the rumors this week is that spiders, flies, and now fleas are in the mix. So just imagine all the rumors that we're going to be bringing to you in the new year. We're going to start by ending this year with actually we're doing something different for the end of the year rumor. We're giving you something that's really true.
Oh,
it's true. It's really happening,
what an
people.
honor
What a
for
way
the
to
end of the year.
We got this information from the Spiders and Flies
time only,
just
enjoy it now.
recently. So earlier today, you may have heard us open the podcast with a Pokemon, as we do every time.
Mhm.
This Pokemon was the ostrich type named Espathra, everyone's favorite ostrich
It's
type
a Pokemon served ice cold.
And yeah, so it was just announced because it's such a popular Pokemon and everyone's heard of it and everything. It's going to be in the new remake of the game Joust. You're going to be riding on
Whoa.
Espathras
Wow.
while you go around flying and jousting people in a beautifully updated version of the classic arcade game Joust.
That is, I mean, you got to be really excited because I know you're a big fan of Joust.
I'm
I am
a
also
huge
a big
fan
fan
of
of
Joust.
so I'm down with this.
Yeah.
There you go. SC
guys
says
heard it
Pokemon
here
Joust.
first.
I'd buy that. Well, you're gonna get a chance to. You heard it here first. The MomBrain's exactly right. That sounds great, and I'm so glad it's true because I would be heartbroken if it wasn't. And that's it, everybody. From us here at the podcast table, from Nicky Hill on the toilet. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for spending this year with.
And from Piper in
There's
the
no
other
better
room.
way for this to end. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we will be back. We'll see you next year, everybody. See you next year. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. What are you doing? Okay,
Me?
you go ahead. Just hanging around. All right, let's open these presents. Nintendo asked me if I watched the Doctor Who special, Christmas special. Let me tell you. Good enough for me. Yes, I watched the Christmas Who, the Doctor Who Christmas special.
Christmas put.
A little bit of pud, mate.
It was
Always room for a little bit.
all right. it had its moments. I'm still struggling with Doctor Who, where like things are explained in ways that make me very angry, and nothing really seems to matter. But it had some heart. I liked his relationship with the girl at the hotel, like the girl that worked at the hotel. There are some moments that got me a little teary-eyed. So, it's Doctor Who's. After I finished watching the special, I was like, Doctor Who's very interesting because I have a lot of gripes with the series, and there's episodes that I like, but there's something about the show or the series in general that like I'm already very attached to. So it's a weird one for me because usually I watch an episode and I'm like, that wasn't very good. I didn't like that. That was okay, but the overall idea I'm about, so it's a strange one for me. But yeah, Christmas special didn't really do it for me. But what are you gonna do?
D-Who.
I know you don't have a Christmas tree, but these things keep coming out, and
Nicky Hill
I
got
keep
me.
getting them.
The original Xbox Hallmark ornament with the Duke controller. Not Dooku, not Uku, but the Duke. Man, I used to defend the Duke like none other. I still like the Duke.
I don't even know if it comes with batteries in it.
What's it look like?
No, it looks like you got to
It's
put
the
your
original
battery.
Xbox with the original Xbox.
You got to put
controller.
batteries in it.
Oh.
What kind of batteries? Oh, comes with.
What do you think? What do you think? Halo is going to be the.
I thought it'd be like the Xbox startup noise. So like wow, wow, wow.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's the original.
Whoops. Cool. Yeah, the Sega Genesis one you got me.
Screwdriver.
Yeah.
Has the Sega.
Yeah. No, I mean they're doing a good job with these things.
Are you guys
cool.
gonna open yours?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll open mine.
Oh, the attention to detail. The
I mean,
little
look at
connector
the
that used to be on the
wrapping job.
controller.
This is like some pro wrapping
professional
job.
wrapper.
This is like Mr. Bean in Love Actually wrapping job.
I'm sorry, I don't know what
It
that
was
means.
really good.
I've been getting like TikToks or whatever of people wrapping where like they have like a giant sheet of paper and like they wrap it in like weird angles and then it comes out real beautiful.
Yep.
It's a box.
Be careful opening that. It's a strange box.
Okay.
It says fragile on
Actually,
it for
yeah,
our.
you
Oh
might-
yeah, if you're on Aftershock, so
Or
you
just
can
peel
see
that
this
tape.
stuff.
Feel the tape. Oh baby.
'Cause
Oh
it's-
baby. This is really in there.
Thank you, MomBrain.
You are welcome.
That's not the right screwdriver.
It should do, shouldn't it?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin anything.
The suspense on this gift.
I tore into that box to check it and it was like I did it wrong.
No, it's
So
all
you're doing
good.
the same.
It's all good.
I think it's just the box.
You're going through the journey.
The Winchester Tavern, Shaun of the Dead, pint glass, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Wow, 20 bloody years. We went to see that in the theater, actually. So crazy to think that, man,
Yeah, it's a
20
long time
years ago we
ago.
saw in the theater. But yes, the Winchester. Very nice. Thank you very much.
Radical
I love
Defect
it.
says publicly opening boxes is my worst nightmare as a disabled person with iffy hands. I mean, it makes me nervous all the time too. So I hear you on that.
Well, I hope that the people who
Well
gift
packaged.
you think about maybe making it a little easier for you to be able to open.
And I think you better open your present. Yeah, you're not getting away with it.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
No, I just
The
like to
people
be
have been
last.
waiting.
And you said the other day that you're very particular with coffee, so I don't know if I'll buy you coffee ever again.
I've never
Oh.
disliked coffee that you've gotten me.
Okay, well,
It's
but
a box of tea.
but I also said I would never do something like this for you again because it's like.
Stop
Personal.
spoiling it. What the hell? Just let her open it.
But this came across my
oh, you can't
my
stop.
desk
You
and it
can't
was
stop.
a special.
Across your desk. Ooh. It's a box in a box. It also says for delay.
What's going on here?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh.
Wow. Wow. A wrestling cat.
That is
moly.
That's
Off
so
the top
awesome.
ropes.
That's
Awesome.
amazing.
A loose
Such
cat.
athleticism.
Holy
that's
cow.
good.
Yeah. I know I've said in the past, or just the recent past, that I wasn't going to buy you artwork
Rey
anymore, but then that
Mysterio.
came across and I was like, whew. Is that the Rey Mysterio that we know? 619? 7631?
Feline.
Do you need a close-up?
Is it RIP?
What are you talking about?
He's alive.
I saw something where Rey Mysterio passed away.
Well,
Rey
that could be
Mysterio
fake.
Senior.
Oh, the Rey Mysterio.
It's
you know
another
is alive.
luchador.
I don't know if his dad's
Oh.
dead.
Um,
I can't. This is such a
Can I
pain in
help
the
you with
butt.
that? Do you need help? Here,
Go ahead, try and get
show
it out.
everybody.
Hold on.
Meow.
There you go, everybody.
Yeah.
A luchador cat. Gato. Luchador gato. Gato luchador. Man, that is awesome. Yeah, pretty hard to get out of there, isn't
Well,
it?
it's because it's got
A little hole. Yeah, I know.
Layers and layers.
Little pee hole.
So happy
I
New
don't
Year.
wanna ruin it.
Anybody have any New Year's traditions? MomBrain, I think you do the little honey on the head.
oh, that's Christmas Eve,
It
so
was
we're
done.
good. We're
That
covered.
Weirdo stuff was done.
It's good luck to eat something like round or circular on New Year's.
There's fruits, right? Yeah,
Pie.
like the grapes.
Cakes, pies.
Last
There's-
year, social media went nuts with the grapes. Like you couldn't even get grapes in the grocery store because people were talking about it so
What are you
much.
supposed to do with grapes? Just eat.
Yeah,
Eat them
they're
because they're
circular.
Yeah. Also noodles
Or
too.
jerkular.
What?
Ooh. Like those cookies.
Sorry.
The cookies that the circle jerk cookie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chocolate orange. Not a big fan of chocolate.
Oh, is that
orange,
a-
but I don't
That's
dislike
a
it.
New Year's thing? New Year's?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I see it in
probably
here. Drake says
probably a
round
British thing.
chocolate orange.
Oh, yeah.
They do love their chocolate orange.
Ice Dilbert says bologna is circular.
There you go. MomBrain loves bologna.
Yeah, we're full of it.
No, I also know noodles. Because
Chinese
like the
are not
noodles.
circular.
No.
Ravioli.
It's a tradition. Like
Formuloli.
you like the long
Yes,
the
Nintendo.
longer
Cookie,
the longer
cookie.
the noodle, the longer the life.
Hot dog does not count as round unless you cut it into pieces. Then it is round. Yes. So you can make hot dog round. Nothing like New Year's Eve hot dog hors d'oeuvres or ouduvers as we used to call them.
Yeah.
Ouduvers. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And that goes for this whole year. Thank you for your support. We will be back next year with who the hell, more of the same stuff. But hopefully you
Like
like
we
that.
didn't leave.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games. Hang out with friends and family. Rest, relax. You deserve it. Have a great New Year's
Thank
Eve
you.
and a great start to your new year.
We
will
love
see
you.
in the new year. And that's
Happy
it.
New Year.
Goodbye,
Happy
everybody.
everything.
Goodbye. Yeah.